Live from the Maverik Center in West Valley City, it's Utah Grizzlies Hockey. As tonight's the opener of a three-game series as the Grizzlies take on the Tulsa Oilers. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. It's a rare Thursday game for the Grizzlies. In fact, it's just the third game overall on a Thursday and the second here at Maverik Center. The last Thursday home game the Grizzlies had was on October 30th, and that's a game well known for Danny Genev scoring his first 3 pro goals, and the Grizzlies picked up a third-period comeback and a 6-4 victory in the middle of a 3-game series against the Jacksonville Icemen. 15 games are left in the Utah Grizzlies' final hunt, and 12 of them are going to be here at Maverik Center. 3 against Tulsa, and the next week's the final road trip in team history as the Grizzlies have 3 games against the Indy Fuel on March 20th, 21st, and 22nd, and the Grizzlies end the regular season with 9 straight home games. Last week, the Grizzlies picked up 3 out of a possible 6 standings points on the road. They lost 3-2 last Friday in Bloomington. Evan Friesen had a power play goal, and Dylan Gratton scored his first pro goal. Grizzlies had a breakout 5-0 victory last Saturday in Cincinnati as Utah, from start to finish, played one of their best 60-minute games of the year. Evan Friesen had 2 goals and 1 assist to lead the Grizzlies attack, and Danny Genev had 3 primary assists. And Aiden Hansen-Bukata added 3 assists. And the captain, Tyler Gratton, was outstanding with 1 goal and 1 assist. In the Grizzlies' most recent game, which was on Sunday, in fact, the shootout from Sunday's game ended about 15 minutes ago. Riley Connors had 1 goal and 1 assist. Grizzlies got a game-tying goal from Luke Salem about halfway through the third period. Score stayed 2-2 throughout the rest of regulation. And it was also tied after 2 after the 7-minute overtime session. And so we went to a shootout. It was the first shootout for both the Grizzlies and the Cyclones this season. And the shootout went on and on and on and on. Neither team scored in the first 9 rounds of the shootouts. Then both the Grizzlies and Cyclones scored in the 10th and 11th rounds. And then neither became only the 4th time in league history and the 5th time in pro hockey history where a game had gone to 20 or more rounds of a shootout. Utah, which shot first in each round, was denied by Cincinnati goaltender Ken Appleby. And then in the bottom of the 20th round of the shootout, it was Ryan Kerwin, one of the best rookies in the league. He scored the game winner as the Cyclones came away with a 3-2 victory, not only on the scoreboard, but 3-2 was the shootout goals as well. How rare was the shootout? Well, it was just, as I mentioned before, it was just the 4th time in the league history and the 5th time overall that a game had gone to at least 20 rounds of a shootout. There was 2 games in league history that had 21 rounds of a shootout. So the Grizzlies were pretty close to history, but even then, Kyle Kaiser on his 27th birthday put together an outstanding effort as he saved 35 of 37 in regulation and overtime, and was also 17 for 20 in the shootout. So the Grizzlies have an interesting one here against Tulsa Oilers, as it's the reunion for Dylan Fitz, the longtime Grizzly who signed with Tulsa earlier this season. He's played in 30 games this year and has 7 goals and 5 assists. It's the first time that Fitz has been back here facing the Grizzlies, and so he's going to be looking for a little bit of revenge against his former team. Should be an interesting one. If you're in the West Valley area, come on out and join us as the Grizzlies take on the Tulsa Oilers for the 4th time this season. Utah is 3-0 against Tulsa this year. They have outscored the Oilers 15-9 this season. Grizzlies have had a lot of success against Tulsa in years past, as all-time the Grizzlies are 45-25-7 against the Oilers. When we come back, obviously the Grizzlies made some roster moves over the last couple days. We'll go over those, and we'll get ready for face-off here as we'll go over the lineups for both teams as well. Should be an interesting one, and we got a good goaltending matchup tonight. Hunter Miska gets the start for the Grizzlies, and for Tulsa, it's going to be David Tendek, who's really been a strong goaltender this year, as he has a .916 save percentage and a record of 9-7. Tendek has 3 shutouts in this league this season. We'll come back and talk about the roster moves on the other side as a Grizzly forward is making his professional debut. We're in business on a Thursday night. And you're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Grisby commutes to work by riding UTA. It gives him time to make friends and relax before arriving to the Maverik Center. But how can Grisby keep enjoying that feeling throughout the entire day? An idea. Utah Transit Authority, proud sponsors of the Utah Grizzlies.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Welcome back to the Grizzlies Hockey Network. I'm Tyson Whiting. Face-offs in about 15 minutes from now as it's the opener of a three-game series between the Grizzlies and the Tulsa Oilers. Yesterday, the Grizzlies signed a forward named Nicholas Nemo, N-I-E-M-O his last name, and he's going to be making his professional debut tonight. He played this season at Niagara University, scoring 3 goals and 7 assists. Prior to this year, he played for 2 seasons at the University of Maine, where he had 5 goals and 5 assists. And then before that was at Bentley University during the 2022-23 season, where he had 22 points, 8 goals, and 14 assists, and a +7 rating. He was selected to the all-rookie team when he was a member of the Bentley University club, and he was also was pretty good over the last couple of years at the University of Maine, which is one of the better college programs. Nemo is from Middlebury, Virginia, and he is 5'11" and 180 pounds. Yesterday, the Grizzlies signed defenseman Josh Zinger, as Zinger comes over from the University from St. Cloud State University, where he played there for 2 years, appearing in 69 games, scoring 5 goals and 10 assists. Nemo's making his pro debut tonight, wearing number 8 for the Grizzlies. Zinger is a scratch this evening. Hopefully we'll see Josh Zinger a little bit later on in this series, whether it's Saturday night or Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. Remember, Saturday night, it's going to be military night. It's certainly going to be one of the more festive atmospheres of the regular season. You're going to want to make sure to get your tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com and join us on Saturday night for military night, which is the second of a 3-game series. One more transaction today. Goaltender Kyle Kaiser. It was outstanding last Sunday in Cincinnati, and for really the last 2 games, both of them on the recent road trip. Kaiser played pretty well. He got recalled to the AHL's Colorado Eagles. And so Hunter Miska is the starting goaltender today, and the backup is Jacob Musatelli. It's game 58 of 72 for the Grizzlies. Utah's looking for their 6th home victory of the season. As Utah, as we mentioned before, they're going to be home for 12 of their final 15 games. When we come back, we'll go over the lineups for both teams. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. Face-offs in about 10 minutes from now. Let's go over the lineups for both teams. First, for the visiting Tulsa Oilers, who have a record of 18-32. Hall of Famer Rob Murray, who's been with the Oilers for pretty close to a decade now. Scott Dort is the associate coach, and Taylor Hall's the general manager. Starting in net for the Oilers is going to be David Tendek. He is 6'1" and 172 pounds. This will be his 21st game overall in the league this season. I think he's played with a couple different teams. In fact, this is the third team that Tendek has played on this season. He appeared in 2 games with the Florida Everblades and had a .965 save percentage. Tendek played in 16 games with the Allen Americans and had a 7-6 record with a 3.40 goals against average and .912 save percentage. This will be his third appearance in a Tulsa Oilers uniform. In his first 2 games at Tulsa, Tendek stopped 47 of 52. The backup goaltender for the Oilers tonight is Vyacheslav Butyets, who spent 1 game with the Anaheim Ducks earlier this season. Tulsa is going to roll with 12 forwards and 6 defensemen. The starting defensive pairing for the Oilers includes Mike McKee, who's going to be wearing number 24. McKee has been with the Oilers for a long, long time. He is 6'5" and 240 pounds. This will be his 56th appearance this season, as he has played in every game for the Oilers this year. McKee has 2 goals and 11 assists. And he will be paired up with Connor Fedoruk, who's going to be wearing number 2. Fedoruk is 6 feet and 185 pounds. He's got 3 goals in 30 games this season. The other defenseman for Tulsa includes Jackson Niedermeyer, the son of NHL Hall of Famer Scott Niedermeyer. And Jackson Niedermeyer, he's going to be wearing number 34, making his professional debut. He was outstanding at Bowling Green State University this season. And he'll be paired up with Dougie Legrome, the one-time Grizzly, and we say that in terms of he played in 1 game for the Grizzlies at the start of his pro career back in the 2018-2019 season. So once a Grizzly, always a Grizzly, and Dougie Legrome was exactly once a Grizzly to start his pro career. Michael Davies, wearing number 21, is going to be paired up with Connor Smith. So that's the 6 defensemen for Tulsa. McKee and Fedoruk are going to get the start. Starting forwards include Tyrell Goulbourne, who's wearing number 13. He has 7 goals and 11 assists in 33 games. Ryan Lautenbach's going to be wearing number 14. He has 6 goals and 16 assists in 29 games. And Owen Lindmark is also in the starting lineup. Lindmark has 4 goals and 8 assists in 22 games. So the starting forwards are Goulbourne, Lautenbach, and Lindmark. Also watch out for Dylan Fitz. He's going to be one of 12 forwards tonight. Fitz in his first game here at Maverik Center as a member of the visiting team, as Fitz was released by the Grizzlies after training camp. In 30 games at Tulsa this season, he has 7 goals and 5 assists. So watch out for Dylan Fitz this evening. And also watch out for Jackson Niedermeyer. He's an offensive-minded defenseman, and he's making his pro debut wearing number 34. Also watch out for Josh Nelson. He's got 11 goals and 12 assists this year. Tulsa's top goal scorer is Easton Armstrong, who has 16 goals, but he is a scratch and not in the Tulsa lineup tonight. Now for the homestanding Utah Grizzlies, who are led by first-year head coach John Buchanan. Assistant coach is Ryan Anderson, and Jack Skilley is assistant coach and director of skill development. Grizzlies come in with a record of 21, 28, and 7. They've been a pretty good road club this year. They've struggled a little bit here on the Maverik Center ice with a record of 5, 15, and 4 here at home. Earlier today, Kyle Kaiser was recalled to the AHL's Colorado Eagles. He appeared in 2 of the 3 games for the Grizzlies last week in their road trip, where they lost 3-2 on Friday, won 5-0 last Saturday, and a 32-save shutout by Hunter Miska. And then Sunday was obviously the legendary 20-round shootout, where Kaiser held strong on his 27th birthday. Tonight it's going to be Hunter Miska making his 6th appearance and his 5th start. He's got a .935 save percentage and 2.11 goals against average. Last Saturday was Miska's last appearance, where he got a 32-save shutout. He became the 4th different Grizzly goaltender to register a shutout this season. Jacob Musatelli is going to be the backup. Anson Thornton is also a scratch. And so that's the goaltending situation for the Grizzlies tonight. Remember, 3 games in 4 days here against the Oilers. Tonight, Saturday night, and Sunday, as both teams will be off tomorrow. Grizzlies are rolling with 12 forwards and 6 defensemen. The starting defensive pairing includes Colby Enns, who's got 4 goals and 6 assists in 48 games and a +2 rating. He's going to be paired up with Aiden He had missed the last handful of games, and he's going to be out there with Luke Salem. And so Luke Salem, who picked up a big third-period goal on Sunday that tied it up at 2. So far this season, Salem has 2 goals and 17 assists in 54 games. We mentioned how it's been a while for Luke Antonacci, as he is appearing in a game for the first time in quite some time. Missed the last dozen games due to an injury. So Antonacci and Salem are going to be out there, and we'll also see the defensive pairing of Andrew Noel and Matu Boimar. So that's the 6th defenseman. The defensive scratches for the Grizzlies tonight include Robbie Stucker, as well as the newest Grizzly, Josh Singer, who's yet to make his pro debut, Sage Weinstein, and Noah Gansky, as well as Dylan Gratton. Those are the defensive scratches for the Grizzlies tonight. The starting forwards for the Grizzlies include Evan Friesen, who's got 20 goals and 15 assists in 57 games. He was the number 1 star last Saturday in the 5-0 shutout win against the Cincinnati Cyclones. Reed Lepster's also going to get a start. He's got 29 goals in 57 games. And Tyler Gratton, the Grizzlies captain's been outstanding as of late. Gratton is 2nd in the league with 10 power play goals, and he's been averaging close to a point per game over the last 2 months. So that's the starting forwards: Friesen, Gratton, and Lepster. Second forward line for the Grizzlies includes Danny Genev with Riley Connors and Nicholas Nemo, who's making his professional debut. Nemo will wear number 8. The third forward line will include Yaroslav Yevdokimov with Luke Manning and Maxim Barbashev. The fourth forward line from left to right is Mikey Colella, as well as the Gillette brothers, John Gillette and his brother Mike. Let's get the announcement of the starting lineup from Mark Larson, the Grizzlies public address announcer.
Starting on defense, wearing number 5, Kobe On defense, wearing number 20, Aiden Henson Buchanan. At forward, wearing number 11, Evan Friesen. At forward, wearing number 23, Reed Lepster. At forward, wearing number 59, Tyler Gratton. And protecting our goal tonight, wearing number 35, Hunter Miska.
So that's the starters for the Grizzlies tonight. That forward unit has certainly been outstanding for the Grizzlies over the last 2 months. Watch out for Evan Friesen. He's my pick to click. He had 2 goals and 1 assist last Saturday in Cincinnati. He had a power play goal last Friday on March 6th. And he's certainly been outstanding for the Grizzlies all year long, as he is 2nd in the club with 20 goals on the season. Kind of a late arriving Thursday night crowd. If you're in the West Valley area, come on out and join us. Grizzlies are wearing a black jersey with white numbers and professional green trim. Tulsa's in a mostly white jersey with red numbers, white letters in the back, and a little bit of navy blue mixed into the middle of the jersey, as well as the sleeves. And now let's pause for our national anthem.
Now, please rise if you haven't already and remove your caps for the singing of our national anthem, performed tonight by Monticello Academy.
Twilight's last
Grisby commutes to work by riding UTA. It gives him time to make friends and relax before arriving to the Maverik Center. But how can Grisby keep enjoying that feeling throughout the entire day? An idea! Utah Transit Authority, proud sponsors of the Utah Grizzlies.
It's a great night for hockey as two big standings points are on the line as the Utah Grizzlies are set to take on the Tulsa Oilers in the opener of a 3-game series. If you're in the West Valley area, come on out and join us. Got a good goaltending matchup tonight. Hunter Miska will get the start for the Grizzlies. He is coming off a 32-save shutout against the Cincinnati Cyclones this past Saturday on March 7th. Miska is wearing number 35. He has spent 6 games in the National Hockey League, 1 with Arizona and then 5 with the Colorado Avalanche during the 2020-21 season. For the Oilers, it's David Tendek's third different team. He played previously this year with Florida and Allen. Overall this year, he's got a .916 save percentage and 3 shutouts. Grizzlies will start out with a forward line of Tyler Gratton, Evan Friesen, and Reed Webster, and a defensive pairing of Colby Enns and Aiden Hans-Bukata. Friesen will take the opening draw against Tulsa's Owen Lindmark. Lindmark wearing number 20. Puck is dropped and we're underway. Tulsa wins the faceoff as Connor Fedoruk crosses center ice, and he'll flip it in as Miska plays behind his net. He'll drag it to Enns. Now turnover as Tulsa gets it in the far corner. Taking the puck away from Enns is Tyrell Goulbourne. He's got 7 goals this season. Now the puck slides back to center ice. Fedoruk dumps it back in as Miska behind his net. He'll slide it back to the far corner as Tulsa looked for a centering pass but got some air under it as they were trying to get it in front of the net to Lindmark, and he was surrounded by 2 Grizzlies. So the puck goes all the way deep into the Oilers zone. Mike McKee will drop it off to Fedoruk. Mike McKee's been with the Oilers for a long, long time. We're playing about 40 seconds. No one's taken a shot yet. Fedoruk will slide it towards the near wing boards, and Tulsa's Justin McAlien will tap it in. But apparently McAlien didn't get a piece of it, according to linesman Colin Kleinendorf. So the Oilers are called for icing, 45 seconds in. So it'll be an offensive zone draw, and it's the first. And the Grizzlies have the forward line of Luke Manning out there with Yaroslav Yevdokimov and Maxim Barbashev, and a defensive pairing of Luke Antonacci and Luke Salin. And great to have Luke Antonacci back in the lineup after missing quite a few games. He has appeared in 8 games with Utah and has 2 goals and 1 assist. Grizzlies won the draw. Antonacci tries one-handed ahead. McAlien pokes it back to center ice. Justin McAlien will backhand it in deep as Miska plays behind his net. Now he slides to the far side with McAlien colliding with Maxim Barbashev. Left wing lefty shot, and that's blocked away as Tulsa skates towards the right wing. They're up top. Dougie Legron moves to the middle of the ice. Now Tulsa fires it back to the left corner. Antonacci tries to brush it ahead as Luke Salem slides it towards Yevdokimov. 3 players named Luke on the Grizzlies on the ice at the same time. As Luke Manning fires it in, and the 2 Luke defensemen, Antonacci and Salem, exit. It's the first shift of the game for Andrew Noel and Matu Boislar. Puck off a stick of neutral ice, and it flies out of play off the protective netting as that stops play with 18:32 left in the first. Both teams have 1 shot as draws going to be in the Grizzlies zone. It's just the start of things, so grab some chips and dip in a beverage of your choice and enjoy part of Thursday with us. Second Thursday home game for the Grizzlies this year. The other Thursday game is October 30th of 2025 against the Jacksonville Icemen. In that game, Danny Genev scored his first 3 pro goals, and the Grizzlies won 6-4. Utah wins the draws. Boilar gets it across as Noel slides it towards Barbashev, who gets it at Yevdokimov out to center ice. Yevdokimov, he'll fling it in as the puck rolls along the boards. Now Barbashev and Yevdokimov come off. Riley Connors, right point, his righty shot's blocked. Taking the puck is Danny Genev. On the ice right now is Nicholas Nemo in his first pro shift. He played earlier this season at the college level. He played with 3 different colleges. Nemo centers to Genev. Backhand shot goes just wide as Genev was trying to put a move on Tendek. Now the puck slides to the near wing boards. Genev centers it off a Tulsa stick as the puck slides towards the right corner. Nicholas Nemo has a glance off his stick. Colby Enns fires towards the net and is blocked, and it ricochets out of play into the Tulsa bench near Rob Murray, the American Hockey League Hall of Famer. So it's going to be a neutral zone draw as both teams will switch up skaters. For Nicholas Nemo, earlier this season he played at Niagara University and he had 3 goals and 7 assists. Before that, played at University of Maine for 2 seasons, as well as Bentley University during the 2022-23 campaign. Looks like it's going to be a penalty on the Oilers, and Johnny Hooker can't believe it. He is stunned. He gets a delay of game penalty, and Rob Murray can't believe it either. As puck ricocheted off a Hooker, although it doesn't look like Rob Murray's arguing the case. As Hooker got the puck, he was in his own zone, and he just flipped it out of play. He thought that maybe he'd gotten it angled towards neutral ice, kind of behind the Tulsa bench. It looks like delay of game is a call. So it's going to be a power play for Utah. Grizzlies are 22.3% on the power play this year, which ranks 6th in the league. And Tulsa wins the face-off, and they'll fling it all the way towards Miska. Tulsa's penalty kill this year is 74.4%. Tyler Bratton crosses center ice, skates over the offensive line. Now he skates towards the left circle, takes it to Hanson Bukata. Puck stays in the corner. McKee slides to the front of his net, and he will wing it out towards Miska. Miska outlets to Hanson Bukata as Utah starts their first power play of the game. 30 seconds into the man advantage. Genev gets the puck. He'll cross center ice. Scoreless game. Both teams have one shot. Genev dumps it into the right corner. He leads the league in shots on goal. Gets up top to Lebster with 6 power play goals. Back to Genev. Has 21 power play points this year. Genev up top to Hanson Bukata, the assist machine, over to Lebster in the left corner. As Lebster surveys, now he gets it back to Hanson Bukata, who directs it back to Lebster just outside the left circle. He snares the free and he taps it towards Tendek, and the puck is brushed away. Now Tulsa gets the puck, and they'll slide it all the way towards Miska. He cuts it off in the far corner, and both teams will switch up skaters. As Luke Salem's got the puck, he'll move it across. It ricochets off Barbashev's skate. Riley Connors gathers it. As Connors shoulder fake skates towards his left and drops for Salem, who's still in the Grizzlies zone. Still no score, 3.5 minutes in. About 40 seconds left in Utah's first power play of the game. Salem over to Manning. Both guys' first names are Luke. Puck around the boards. As Riley Connors gets it, he drops it up top, but nobody is hanging out in the right point. Salem collects it, and he'll wing it cross ice to Manning, who skates over the offense line, drops it to John Gillette. Gillette over towards Connors in the near wing. He gets double teamed as Connors forces one towards Gillette, who slides it from one corner to the other. John Gillette trying to get it across towards Luke Manning. As Grizzlies in the black jerseys tonight get to Connors, left circle. He'll take a righty shot, and it goes out of play, trying to go glove side on Tendek, and the puck ricocheted out of play. Tendek's glove side is his right, and his stick side is his left. So there's 9 seconds left in Utah's power play. Grizzlies are 21 for 70 on the power play over their last 21 games. So Grizzlies prepare for life after the power play with kind of a normal 5-man unit with the Gillette brothers and Mikey Colella, as well as the defensive pairing of Noel and Boilar. Tulsa will fire it off the wall, and Miska plays it behind his net. As coming out of the penalty box in his first pro penalty is Johnny Hooker. He'll skate towards the bench. As rink-wide feed, angle left, deflected by Mike Gillette. The puck slides deep into the Tulsa zone. Grizzlies skate from right to left as we see it from high top section 114. Tulsa gets out to the left wing at center ice. Now they cross center ice and zip it in. Puck ricochets off behind Miska's net near the U of U health sign. As John Gillette trips up an Oiler, that's going to be called. And so it's going to be a Tulsa power play as Gillette tripped up an Oiler with 15:22 left in the first. So John Gillette, who's got 10 goals and 9 assists this year, will serve a 2-minute penalty. Still a scoreless game. 15:22 is left in the first. Grizzlies have outshot the Oilers 2-1. Tulsa's power play this year is 16.8%. Grizzlies' penalty kill is 78.6%. As John Gillette tripped up an Oiler behind Utah's net. Luke Salem will take the draw. A defenseman taking a defensive zone draw on a penalty kill has been pretty common for the Grizzlies this year. Owen Lindmark will take the draw for the Oilers. Face-off won by Utah's Reed Lebster. He'll slide it all the way cross ice. Puck ricochets off the far wing boards and slides slowly as Tendek plays it behind his net. As the Oilers skate from left to right, Lindmark accepts the puck. He'll skate across center ice. Lindmark trying to get it towards Lattenbach. as the puck goes towards the corner, as Enns gets there about a stride ahead of Lindmark. As Lepster dances around to the left corner, he's got 2 shorthanded goals this season. Grizzlies have been stuck at 5 team shorthanded goals for a while. Down the middle of the ice, Lindmark, righty shot, is blocked by Enns. Tulsa gets it back. Dougie Legron's got an A on his sweater. He'll slide it to the middle of the ice now. Chip to the left wing. Lefty shot goes wide. That was taken by Connor Smith, who's got an NHL contract with the Anaheim Ducks. As Tulsa is affiliated with the Anaheim Ducks and the South Carolina and the San Diego Ghouls, Grizzlies are in their 8th season as an affiliate of the Colorado Avalanche and Colorado Eagles. Oilers gain center ice. Connor Smith down the middle. Now he veers off to the left point, whips it around the wall. Miska cuts it up behind his net. Lindmark takes it away. Hanson Bukata will clear it towards the corner. Smith from one corner to the other off a Tulsa stick. Lindmark feeds it up top to Legron. Back towards Lindmark, who's trying to get it back towards Legron. It's sticked away by Luke Manning, and the puck will slide back towards Tulsa ice. About 40 seconds left in Tulsa's power play. Still no score. We're 6 minutes in. Oilers cross center ice. Mike McKee. He'll dump it in. He's sporting a goatee. McKee's got an A on his sweater. He gets pushed by Andrew Noel. Now the puck to the middle of the ice for Riley Connors. He'll zip it ahead to Barbashev right wing. Barbashev over the offense line. Splits a double team. Barbashev lefty shot. And it ricochets off a Tendek's glove. Good look by Maxime Barbashev going coast to coast and everything but score the goal there. McKee will move it to his right. Oilers over the offense line. Josh Nelson drops it to Dylan Fitz. Fitz throws it up top and it's wide of the mark. Genev closes the gap, but it's brushed away by Michael Davies. Grizzlies enter from the right wing. Salem gets around Fitz. Now Salem cuts horizontally in front of the crease. Now left wing, Waller, lefty shot, save, rebound, shot, and a score! Danny Genev gets his 18th of the year, and it's now a 1-0 game. Fans at Maverik Center are going nuts, and of course it's Danny Genev, because it's Danny Genev just about every time. It's his 4th goal on a Thursday this season. As Waller took the shot from the left point, he's going to get the main assist. Puck ricocheted off Tendek. Genev got the rebound, and Tendek dove towards his left, but Genev got to pass Tendek. As Danny gets his 18th of the year, we know Waller is going to get one of the assists as he fired away from the left point. And it's 1-0 Utah. As the Grizzlies have outshot the Oilers 4-1. Tulsa back in their own zone. They win the faceoff right wing. Dakota Seaman throws it in. It's ricocheted by Hanson Bukata at the Utah line. He'll get it across between the legs of Enns. As Enns accepts the puck, he's in the Grizzlies zone. As Genev gets the goal, right now it looks like Waller has the lone assist. And that is 6:45 into the first period. And it looks like Luke Salem's going to pick up an assist. He now has a point in 2 straight games, as Salem scored the game-tying goal in the 3rd period on Sunday. So Salem gets his 18th assist of the year. Waller gets his 2nd, and Danny Genev gets the goal, which is his 18th of the year. As Tulsa out to center ice, they make a line change, as they'll plop it towards the right wing, and dumping it in is number 26, Erman Yavats, the former Norfolk Admiral. Luke Antonacci across the center ice. He'll pitch towards his right. Now down the middle of the ice, Friesen tried to feed it towards Tyler Gratton in the left circle, and it's picked off. Tyler Gratton's younger brother, Dylan Gratton, is a scratch this evening. As Tulsa will race out towards neutral ice. Grizzlies back defensively. Firing it in is Zachary Murray, making his 4th appearance. Puck goes on towards Miska, and he makes a stop. He holds on with 11:59 left in the first. Danny Boy does it for the Grizzlies as Genev gets his 18th of the year, assisted by Salem and Boilar. Draws going to be in the Grizzlies zone on the other side. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, and partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
It's 1-0 Utah with 11:59 left in the first period. As Danny Genev scored 6:45 and assisted by Mathieu Boilar and Luke Salem. Grizzlies have outshot the Oilers 4-2. Remember, this is just the opener of a 3-game set, as both teams will be off tomorrow. Saturday night's going to be military night. That should certainly be a ton of fun. Military night presented by Mountain Land Supply Company. And then Sunday afternoon is going to be a 3 o'clock start with a post-game skate with the team. As Tulsa gets in deep after winning the face-off. Now taking the puck is Evan Friesen will skate towards the right corner. He gets to Luke Antonacci. He'll fire it off of Gratton. As the two Lukes are a defensive pairing tonight, Antonacci and Salem. And Luke Manning is one of the 12 forwards for John Buchanan here tonight. As Luke Antonacci back at his blue line, slides it towards Salem off his skate. Salem recovers the puck, and he'll slide it back towards Antonacci, who lets it go towards the Utah line. Gratton gets hit in the back by Fedoruk. Fedoruk will whip it off of Gratton, as taking the puck is Antonacci. And he'll skate back into his own zone and slide it to Salem. Ahead to Lebster at neutral ice, right wing. Lebster will skip it towards Friesen. Puck is accepted at the Tulsa line by Mike McKee, as he holds his ground along the boards with Friesen. Now looking nearby is Johnny Hooker, is a big 6'1 forward. As puck is scrummed towards center ice, puck will slide to the center ice logo for Andrew Noel. Fans on it, gets it back, and he'll whip it in as the Grizzlies switch up forwards. And the forward line of Barbashev, Manning, and Yevdokimov are on the ice. Noel has a glance off his stick. Miska behind his net. He'll tap it off the glass, and the puck hops towards Dylan Fitz's stick, and Fitz will roll it along the boards. Dylan Fitz played each of the last 4 years with the Grizzlies and scored some huge goals for the Grizz over the 4 years he was here. Noel left wing, a fire lefty shot that goes wide as Barbashev gets hit in the back by Hooker. As Hooker gets held up by Barbashev. Now Hooker tries to break free as both Barbashev and Hooker go for the puck. Barbashev drops for Manning, who slides it to Noel. Left wing, he'll take a lefty shot. Saved by Tendek. Rebound out in front. Puck ricochets in for a goal! Puck pinballed a couple ways. And is it Yevdokimov or is it Barbashev? Looks like it's going to be Yaroslav Yevdokimov getting the goal. And Utah takes a 2-0 lead. Boy, the puck was just fired into traffic. Ricocheted off Tendek. Everybody knew there was some loose change out in front. Puck just kind of pinballed a couple ways, and before you knew it was in the back of the net. As Noel took the shot, ricocheted off Tendek, and the puck was out in front of the crease. Yevdokimov fired it off the glove of Johnny Hooker, and off his glove and into the back of the net. So it's going to be Yevdokimov's goal, as he was the last Grizzly to get a stick on it. As puck ricocheted off the left glove of Johnny Hooker and in for a Utah goal. So Yevdokimov gets the goal. Noel and Luke Manning each pick up an assist. So it's 2-0 Utah, and goals from Danny Genev and Yaroslav Yevdokimov. Tulsa deep in the offensive zone, gets to the left wing, lefty shot, and that one's blocked away. That shot taken by Jackson Niedermeyer, the son of Scott Niedermeyer. He's making his pro debut tonight. He was outstanding at Bowling Green State University this year. John Gillette crosses center ice, so slide it to his right. As trying to dump it in further is Mike Gillette. Tulsa will slide it ahead. Oilers get to Justin McGailey, and he stops on a dime. Mike Gillette divorces McGailey from the puck. As taking it for Tulsa. Jumping around is Owen Lindmark, trying to center it, but too many Grizzlies sticks in front of the crease. As Tulsa slides towards the left point, they get it across off the boards. As taking it is number 14. That's Ryan Lautenbach. At one point, Connor Fedoruk had worn number 14 for Tulsa. Lautenbach will move it towards the Grizzlies bench. Mike Gillette, he'll tap it in as the Grizzlies make a full line change. Utah leads 2-0. They've outshot the Oilers 6-3. Racing down ice is Lautenbach. He steps over the offensive line, drops to the right point. Lefty shot goes wide as the shooter was hit by Riley Connors as they fall through. Luke Antonacci with it as we got less than 9 minutes left in the first period. Ahead to Salem, make that Nito off his stick. As Nicholas Nemo, in his pro debut, wearing number 80, he's 5'11", 180 pounds, but has outstanding speed. Genev towards right side, gets tapped away, and Tulsa clears it to center ice. Connors whips it across, taking the puck as Noel off the wall. Noel, he'll slide it off the top of the boards as the puck kind of plays Plinko here on the Maverik Center ice. Ricocheted off the top of the boards not once but twice. Tulsa plops it ahead. Puck hippity hops to Boiler, slides it across to Noel. Noel fires lefty shot from neutral ice. Saved by Tendek off his chest, and he captures the puck and stops play with 8:14 left in the first. So it's an offensive zone draw for Utah. They have outshot the Oilers 7-3. It's game 4 of 6 this season between the Grizzlies and Oilers. Utah won all 3 games at BOK Center earlier this year, outscoring the Oilers 15-9. So now it's a 17-9 season advantage for the Grizzlies over Tulsa. Grizzlies all-time against Tulsa is 45, 25, and 7. Draw on the left circle is won by Utah. Tyler Gratton trying to tap it towards Freese. Now Tulsa comes up with it. Oilers will rainbow it back towards Utah ice. Puck hippity hops towards Colby Enns, who moves it ahead, but we get a whistle. And might be a hand pass called on Utah. As Draw's going to be back at neutral ice. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We know there's a lot of sports and entertainment options here in the Salt Lake Valley. Thanks for choosing the Grizzlies in their battle against the Tulsa Oilers. Freese will take the draw near Utah's bench. He's out there with Lubster and Gratton. Watch out for Reed Lubster. His next goal will give him 30 on the season. And he will join an illustrious Grizzly club when he gets that next goal. Tulsa will slide it in, and it goes down for an Oiler icing, as there's now 7:55 left in the first. Lubster would be the first Grizzly to get to 30 goals since Brandon Cutler, who was outstanding a couple years ago with the Grizzlies. As Cutler had closer to 40 goals and he had 30. I think he ended up the season with either 36 or 37. Freese will take the draw. He's got 20 goals this season. Or the last 2 months, he's really racked them up in bunches. Utah wins the draw. Lubster drops for Hanson Buchanan, who gets to Gratton, who skates towards the left circle. He takes the lefty shot. That one's sticked away by Tendek in the butterfly position. Lubster gets to Freese at the right goal line. Freese fires lefty shot. Rebound shot goes wide as it was taken by Hanson Buchanan from the left wing. Ends to Freese behind Tulsa's net as Freese gets some lumber from Michael Davies. Gratton joins the play, and he'll drop it for Freese back towards Gratton in the right circle. The second-year pro gets it across towards Lubster. Goes past him off the boards. Lubster recovers the puck as he's battling with Michael Davies. Lubster skating back and forth as he fakes to Hanson Buchanan. Now Lubster's in the high slot. He'll take a righty shot. Blocker saved by Tendek. Puck hippity hops to the right point and beyond out to neutral ice. Enns will fire it in as the Grizzlies will switch up forwards. As Luke Manning's on the ice wearing number 16. He's got an A on his black sweater. Ed fits off his stick, and the Oilers will roll it in. Johnny Hooker in particular has had an interesting start to this game. Picked up a delay of game penalty, and he also had the puck ricochet off his glove for a Utah goal. There's less than 7 minutes left in the first period. It's 2-0 Grizz. They have outshot the Oilers 10-3. Tulsa allows 34.9 shots per game, which is towards the bottom of the league. And the Tulsa Oilers will throw it in from neutral ice. Miska gets it back to the right corner for Salem, who gets held up by an Oiler. Now Yevdokimov will pitchfork it ahead. Luke Manning with the puck. He'll shuffle out to center ice, keeps control of the puck, steps over the offensive blue. Tulsa taps it back to center ice. McAlin tries to feed it to the middle of the ice, looking for Josh Nelson. It ricocheted off a couple sticks, and throwing it in is Jackson Niedermeyer, the son of Scott Niedermeyer. Scott Niedermeyer played many, many years in the National Hockey League, a lot of them with the New Jersey Devils. But the only appearances that Scott Niedermeyer had that was in a pro uniform and not in the National Hockey League was here. He had a 5-game stint with the Utah Grizzlies in the 1998-99 season. As Tulsa around the boards towards the left corner. If I remember right, Niedermeyer had 2 assists in 5 games with Utah before being recalled to the New Jersey Devils, where he had an outstanding year. Shot from the near points blocked. Mikey Colella skates down the middle of the ice. He'll take a lefty shot. He scores! Mikey Colella gets his second of the year as he blocked a shot, got a breakaway, and fired it past Tendek. And just like that, it's 3-0 Utah. An offensive explosion for the Grizzlies here in the first 14 minutes, 22 seconds. Colella had a breakaway. Fedoruk was chasing on the back check. And Colella just angled back and forth, and he went a little bit low under Tendek. for Colella. That's his second goal of the year, and it's unassisted. 14-22 in. So a hot start for the Grizzlies, as Utah came into play with 75 goals in their last 21 games. And boy, the Grizzlies are already with the 3 spot in the first period. As puck is deep in the Oilers zone. Now taking it is Tulsa. They're on their own end. As the Oilers get it around their net, it ricochets off of Connor Fedoruk. They'll slide it across. The Oilers now spread the ice. They cross center. As now the Oilers get towards the left wing. Lefty shot, and that's blocked by a stick, and it goes out of play with 5:14 left in the first. Time out on the ice. Grizzlies have first period goals from Genev, Yevdokimov, and Mikey Colella. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Some early fireworks for the Grizzlies tonight as they lead 3-0. Danny Genev got Utah on the board as he scored 4:35 in. Actually, it was 4:45 in. Math is hard sometimes. Actually, it wasn't even that. It was 6:45 in. Let's just restart this whole segment in about 15 seconds. Faceoff's going to be over in the left circle as draws in the Grizzly zone. As Tulsa wins the faceoff down the middle of the ice. Fedoruk, high slot, lefty shot, saved by Miska. Fedoruk kind of fired a changeup on Hunter Miska, stopped it with 5:10 left in the first. All right, let's start the scoring recap as Genev scored 6:45 in, assisted by Boilar and Salem. Yaroslav Yevdokimov fired the puck off the glove of Tulsa's Johnny Hooker, 9:44 in. Yevdokimov gets credited with the goal. It's his third of the year. Noel and Manning with the assist. And then Mikey Colella scored on a breakaway, unassisted, 14:22 in. As a draw won by Utah back deep in their own zone as Fitz pounds Noel along the boards and holds him up as Noel and Fitz stare each other down. Grizzlies cross center ice. Boilar, right wing center ice. He'll whip it around the boards. Genev tried to center it and a ricochet off the Tulsa stick. As Genev slides it towards the left circle where it's taken by Hooker. Skates around the Oilers' net. He recaptures the puck. Nemo taps it away from him as Mike McKee slides it behind Tulsa's net. Fedoruk slides it ahead to Fitz wearing number 37. He wore a jersey in the teens as a member of the Grizzlies. And rolling it in is Andre backing off from the right wing. He'll chase after it in the left corner. Grizzlies skate from right to left here in the first period. As there's 4:26 on a moving clock, Utah leads 3-0. Tulsa slides it to the left corner as Mackinac plays the puck. He's made the rounds in the league. He's been a bit of a journeyman over the last few years. Right point, lefty shot. Glove saved by Miska. That shot was taken by Michael Davies, who was all alone in the right point. Davies just kind of flipped the puck towards Miska, about medium speed. Davies has 3 goals in 25 games. So both teams will switch up skaters. We mentioned Fitz, the former Grizzly. Yaroslav Yevdokimov's facing his former team. He was with the Oilers a couple years ago, and he was actually a pretty productive forward for Rob Murray's crew. In the 2023-24 season, in 29 games with Tulsa, he had 7 goals and 11 assists and a +4 rating. So he was a plus performer for the Oilers. As drawn the near circles, won by Utah. They're in their own zone. As Colby Ince, who's a +2 this season. Across to Reed Webster, head-to-hand Smukata, who's a candidate for the league's all-rookie team. As Tyler Gratton gets cut off, Gratton spins around Davies as he tried to fire on a tough angle, and it's sticked away by Tulsa's Connor Smith, who's got an NHL contract with Tulsa. He is 6'6" and 234 pounds. Jeremy Biakabatuka, the other defenseman with an NHL contract, he is a scratch tonight. Quite a few good defensemen or scratches for the Oilers, including former Grizzly J.C. Brassard. Puck is skied towards center ice, gloved and dropped by Hanson Buchanan, who skates down the middle. Now he veers off to the left circle. AHB slides it up top, but it's out of the zone, out to neutral ice, as Salem's out there with AHB. AHB over to Salem, who gets Ed to Lebster, chipped it towards Friesen, but it was overled for him. Tulsa enters the offensive zone, as Lattenbach slides it towards the middle of the ice for Goulbourne, but on the back check, Utah poked it away from him. The two Lukes are out there defensively, as Salem gets the puck in the near wing, and he will wobble it over the head of Duguay-Lagrone. Now the puck will slide deep into Tulsa ice. Wojtendek wanted an icing call, but none to be had, as the Grizzlies are able to switch up forwards. Puck ricochets off Yevdokimov and goes deep into the Grizzlies zone, as puck slides from one corner to the other. Tulsa gathers it, trying to get to Duguay-Lagrone, who one-handed it to keep it in, extending his stick as far as he could. Puck around the boards as Manning battles with an Oiler. As puck chips to the middle of the ice, Yevdokimov plays soccer, literally kicking it out to neutral ice. As Lagrone will slide it back towards the Oilers zone. Taking the puck is Jackson Niedermeyer. Niedermeyer looks like he's a pretty good prospect. I imagine he's going to spend most of his pro career at a three-letter league level, whether it's the AHL or NHL. He's a pretty strong prospect. Barbashev crosses center ice, gets around Backanoff, skates down the middle, tried to split around the entire Tulsa defense, but the Oilers took it away. Fitz gets it ahead, looking for Backanoff. It goes past him. Backanoff gets around Noel as he skates towards the far wing, drops for Fitz. Dylan Fitz, left wing, trying to center it to McKee, but the puck ricocheted behind McKee, who gets it off the boards. Now right point, lefty shot, saved by Miska. Shot was taken by Connor Fedoruk, and Miska did a good job just kind of corralling and collapsing the puck about chest high. He holds on with 1:59 left in the first. With Miska, he didn't allow many rebounds last Saturday in the shutout victory where the Grizzlies won 5-0, and he had a 32-save shutout. And Miska's looked pretty strong here so far. Face-off's going to be in the right circle. Less than 2 minutes left in the first frame. And we're having some fun here this evening. I know Grizzlies fans are having a good time. They've got a 3-0 lead on goals from Genev, Yevdokimov, and Mikey Kallela. As puck from the face-off goes into the right corner with a scrum. As Noel slides it across towards Mike Gillette, who drops it back to Noel, who skates around Miska's net to the near side. Now slide it to Boilar, as Boilar just tried to nudge it towards John Gillette. Now Gillette continues his battle as Boilar knocks down an Oiler. As McAlian falls down and gets back to his feet. McAlian trying to use a little bit more strength on Boilar. As there's 1:31 left as the Grizzly had the puck pinned along the boards. And now the Oilers try to break free. Gillette trying to hold his ground. Puck back to the corner as Andrew Noel. He gets hit by McAlin as Gillette gets pinned by Tulsa. As the Oilers get it up top, Mike McKee. He'll fire it around the wall as puck behind the net as Gillette holds his ground on an Oiler. Tulsa had a player lose a helmet. They played hockey. Hey, they played the puck without the helmet. Oh, that's a penalty. That's unbelievable. You're not allowed to play with the helmet on. Thank you, Mark. 1 minute left in the first period. That easily should have been a penalty. Not that we want to be the type of broadcast that gets on officials, but if you lose your helmet, you've got to skate off or put the helmet back on. Right wing, righty shot, saved by Miska. As the shot was taken by Ryan Lautenbach, he fired away from the right wing, and Miska made the save. There's the helmet that's laying on the ice. And while the Tulsa player had the helmet off, they played the puck, which that's against the modern-day rules. And if it got yanked off, like maybe the referee thought it was, you still can't play the puck. Maybe they could have called a penalty on Noel there. Otherwise, if it's a legal play, there's no penalty on Noel knocking the helmet off. Referee was right there. That's easily could have been a penalty. And based on the letter of the law, it would be a penalty, but it just wasn't called. Grizzlies win the draw, and they'll force it out to center ice. Genev gets down the middle as Grizzlies Nicholas Nemo. He'll throw it in deep as Nemo gets pushed by an Oiler. Genev feeds to the right side. Now back up top to Hanson Buchanan over to Enns. He's just outside the right circle as he gets it to Genev, who skates around the circle. Now Genev, middle of the ice. He'll take a shot. He scores! Danny Genev gets his second of the game, and that will make it a 4-0 hockey game here late in the first period. Oh, the Grizzlies are on fire tonight. Genev just patient with the puck. He was in the right circle, got to the middle of the ice, and he fired it past Tendek. And Grizzlies with 4 goals on 12 shots. As Genev just got to the middle of the ice, and there was really just no resistance. And Genev, that was just kind of like a walk in the park on a sunny Thursday evening. And he just fired it. Had a bit of an odd angle on Tendek. But Genev, the crafty lefty, gets his 5th goal on a Thursday this season. 3 goals on October 30th and 2 here tonight. So Danny Genev on hat trick watch as the Grizzlies put up a 4 spot here in the first period. 2 by Genev. Yevdokimov and Mikey Colella have the other goals. So 22.1 seconds are left in the first period. And it's 4-0 Utah. In their last 2 periods against the Oilers, even date back to the 3rd period on December 21st, which was the last time these teams have met, the Grizzlies have scored 10 goals. Utah put up a 6 spot in the 3rd period on December 21st against the Oilers as Utah overcame a 3-1 deficit going into the 3rd period that night, scored 6 unanswered. Actually, they scored 6 goals. I think Tulsa had 1 that period and won 7-4. Time runs out in the first frame, and what a first period it was. The Grizzlies announced their presence with authority in this 3-game set as Danny Genev scored twice. Yaroslav Yevdokimov and Mikey Colella each found the back of the net. Utah doubled up Tulsa in the shot count, and the Grizzlies put together a great first period. We'll come back and recap everything that happened in the first frame and also go over some other league scores. We'll also check in on that game that's happening about 8 miles from here as the Utah Mammoth are taking on the Chicago Blackhawks. Good start to the series. Utah does have 10 goals in their last 2 periods against the Oilers dating back to December 21st, where they scored 6 goals in the 3rd period as Utah came away with a big victory the game before the Christmas break as Utah that night picked up a victory by a 7-4 score. You're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone in attendance for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to flowhockey.com.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
After 1 period here at Maverik Center, the Utah Grizzlies have a 4-0 lead as Danny Genev has been unbelievable for the Grizzlies all season. Unbelievable, which is a tough word to say sometimes. He's on hat trick watch. He's looking for his 2nd hat trick on a Thursday during this season as he had 3 goals on October 30th against the Jacksonville Icemen. I'm Tyson Whiting. Both teams were 0-for-1 on the power play. Grizzlies doubled up the Oilers 12-6 in the shot count. Utah scored early and often. Genev with his first of 2 on the night and 18th of the season, 6:45 in, with Matu Boilar and Luke Salem getting the assists. Boilar got the primary assist as he was hanging out in the left point and fired it towards the net of ricocheted off Tendek. And Genev got the puck and fired a backhand shot as Tendek was diving towards his left. And Geneva found the back of the net. 6:45 in. Salem with the secondary assist as he was over in the left corner and fired it up top to Boilar. And the Grizzlies got on the board. 6:45 in. And then later on in the first period, Noel took the shot. He was just outside the left circle. Puck ricocheted off Tendek, and then Yevdokimov fired it off the glove of Johnny Hooker, number 22 for Tulsa. And then Hooker just kind of batted it with his left glove into the back of his own net. And Hooker just trying to drop the puck, but instead dropped it in for an own goal. Hooker, he just put his head and looked towards the floor, and he knew that that one was a tough one, as that gave Utah a 2-0 lead. And then the Grizzlies extended the lead as Mikey Colella got a breakaway as he blocked a Connor Fedoruk shot. And Colella just kind of went low stick side on Tendek and fired it past the goal line as Colella gets his second goal of the year, and it was unassisted. 14:22 in. And then later on in the first period, Genev scored to make it 4-0. As Tulsa had a couple pretty good looks from the right wing. And then the goal scored by Genev. He just kind of skated towards the middle of the ice towards his left. And once he got to the middle of the ice, there was really nobody pursuing him, nobody really in front of him to hamper or really alter any bit of his shot. He was just able to kind of like a stroll in the street, a walk in the park, and just kind of an easy lefty shot. Craftily found its way past Tendek. It wasn't necessarily like a laser from Genev. It just had the perfect accuracy as he got his second of the night and 19th of the year. Ends in Hanson Bukata with the assist, 19:37 in. For Hanson Bukata, that's his 34th assist of the season, which leads the all Grizzly defensemen. And for Colby Enns, he picks up his 7th assist of the year. Hunter Miska was solid in net as he stopped all 6 shots he saw. For David Tendek, he saved 8 of 12. The backup goaltender for Tulsa is Vyacheslav Butyets. We might see him either later tonight or later on in this series. So a good start to the homestand for Utah, and obviously the playoff hopes, while it's not, I wouldn't necessarily go to the bank with it, but the Grizzlies do have playoff hopes. They're 13 points back of Tahoe. Both Tahoe and Utah have 15 games left. Hey, you never know if the Grizzlies get on a winning streak and go on a run. Anything can happen in the final 15 games of the Utah Grizzlies' final hunt. Make sure to join us on Saturday night for Military Night. Make sure to get here early as there's going to be a lot of things happening before the opening face-off, which will be at 7:15 on Saturday, and that should be a fun atmosphere. Get your tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com. And don't forget, these same teams will meet on Sunday afternoon with a post-game skate with the team. The specialty jerseys the Grizzlies are wearing this season, if I saw them right, they're pretty similar. They're not exact, but they're similar to what they wore last season. And make sure to go to UtahGrizzlies.com and get your tickets and be part of the Grizzlies' final hunt, as we are exactly 1 month away from the final regular season game, which will be on Sunday, April 12th against the Rapid City Rush. A handful of games in the league tonight. A couple of them have gone final. Toledo defeats Savannah 5-3. And so Toledo gets a victory. It's their 34th win of the year. As their record goes to 34-13-4-4. Savannah falls to 28-24-3-1. Florida gets a 5-1 victory over Guy Carenza and Jared Youngman's Atlanta Gladiators. Former Grizzly Taryn Pfizer had 1 goal for the Everblades. Brian Francis found the back of the net for Atlanta, 7:09 into the third period. Final score from Gas South Arena, Florida 5, Atlanta 1. As Florida outshot Atlanta 33-29. One other game in progress. After one period, Rapid City leads Wichita 2-1. And really, for a Grizzly fan, you want neither team to win there, as Wichita is just a little bit ahead of the Grizzlies in the Mountain Division standings. Wichita's got 55 points. The Grizzlies have 50, and Rapid City has 49 standings points, but they do have 2 games in hand on both Utah and Tahoe. So that game, Rapid City leads 2-1, played at the Monument on this Wednesday night. So there's 4 games across the league on this Thursday. When we come back, we'll check in on the NHL scores, which includes the Utah Mammoth and their battle against the Chicago Blackhawks. After one period here at Maverik Center, it's been the Danny Genev show all season, and he gets 2 goals for Utah, goals 18 and 19 on the year. Remember, Genev does have 2 hat tricks this year, and he's going to be going for his 3rd hat trick over the last 40 minutes of regulation. It's Utah 4, Tulsa nothing. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
It's a very busy Thursday night in the National Hockey League. After one period over at Delta Center, there's no score between the Mammoth and Blackhawks. Utah has outshot Chicago 6-4. So not a whole lot to report as Mammoth have a slight edge in the shot count, but nobody's found the back of the net. As Mammoth really have had a tough time against Chicago this year. And there's still no score as Utah has 6 shots. Chicago has 4. Karel Vejmelka is getting the start in net for the Mammoth, and Mikhail Sergachev is in there after missing the last couple games. He is one of 6 defensemen for Andre Turingy's crew, and it'll be interesting to see who breaks through in the second period. Right now, there's no score between Utah and Chicago. The Grizzlies NHL affiliate, the Colorado Avalanche, are on the road as they take on the Seattle Kraken. Face-offs in a handful of minutes from now. Colorado is 43-19-9. They're 43-11-9 on the season. As the Avalanche have 43 goals and 61 assists from Nathan McKinnon this year. The Avalanche take on Seattle, who's got a record of 29-25-9. A few games in progress in the National Hockey League. After 2 periods, the Stars have a 5-2 lead over the Edmonton Oilers. Also after 2 periods, the Wild lead the Flyers 2-1. Kirill Kaprizov and Matt Boldy have the Minnesota goals. Early third period, Rangers and the Jets are tied at 2. Getting underway at 8 o'clock, we mentioned the Avalanche and their battle on the road against the Seattle Kraken. Nashville is at Vancouver, and the Penguins take on the Golden Knights. Now, Pittsburgh's going to be in town on Saturday night in the Salt Lake Valley to take on the Utah Mammoth. Finals across the National Hockey League, the Tampa Bay Lightning get a 4-1 victory over the Detroit Red Wings. Tampa outshot Detroit 28-25. Let's see if Charles Edward Nastu is in the game for Tampa. And he was in the lineup, didn't register any points. He was even in the plus-minus category. Nastu, the Grizzlies legend, had 18 minutes and 41 seconds worth of ice time. He played in 20 shifts. He had 2 blocked shots and 1 hit. So no points for Nastu, but the Tampa Bay Lightning get 2 standings points as they defeat Detroit 4-1. Other finals across the National Hockey League. Sharks defeat the Bruins 4-2. Capitals get a 2-1 win over the Sabres, a rare loss for Buffalo with the way they've been playing lately. In a high-scoring affair, the Maple Leafs get a 6-4 victory over the Anaheim Ducks. Obviously, the Ducks are the NHL affiliate of the Tulsa Oilers. In overtime, Panthers get a 2-1 victory over Columbus. Sam Reinhart scored the OT game winner, 2:20 in. Flames over the Devils 5-4. And the Blues get a 3-1 victory over the Carolina Hurricanes. So that's the busy Thursday in the National Hockey League. When we come back, we'll have second period action. Utah leads 4-0. Danny Genev with 2 goals on 2 shots. He is a +2 tonight. In fact, there are 5 different Grizzlies who are a +2 this evening, and that includes Genev, Connors, as well as Nicholas Nemo in his pro debut, and defenseman Luke Salem and Mathieu Boilar. So those 5 Grizzly skaters are each a +2. It's already a multiple-point game for Genev with the 2 goals, as he now leads the Grizzlies with 16 multiple points games this season. So 16 multiple point games. Usually the top performer for the Grizzlies gets anywhere between 15 to 20 multiple point games. Scoring chances, if you look at some of the first period stats, and the Grizzlies jumped off the page with an 8-1 edge in the scoring chance category. 8 of the 12 shots for the Grizzlies were considered to be scoring chances. For Tulsa, just 1 of 6 were scoring chances, 6 shots and only 1 scoring chance. Face-off circle, Grizzlies won that battle 11-8. Utah with 1 power play shot, and they also had 1 shorthanded shot. Tulsa had 1 power play, but didn't get any shots on their man advantage. Grizzlies had 3 hits, and Tulsa had 5 in the first period. Utah with no giveaways, and Tulsa had 1 in the first 20 minutes of play. We'll come back and have second period action on the other side. We'll see if Genev can complete the hat trick, as he already has 2 hat tricks this season. I think the team record might be at 3. We'll have to check on that. And Hunter Miska was solid in net for the Grizzlies as he stopped all 6. We'll come back and have the middle frame on the other side. You've been tuned into the Intermission Report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
Are about set for second period action as both teams are heading on the ice. Hunter Miska leading the Grizzlies. And we'll see if it's David Tendek leading the Tulsa Oilers. And it looks like it is Tendek as it's the opener of a 3-game set. Tendek stopped 8 of 12 in the first period. And for Hunter Miska, he's certainly been solid for the Grizzlies over the last few weeks as he is in his 9th season professionally. Remember, this is the start of a 3-game series and a wild weekend here at Maverik Center. Military Night's going to be on Saturday. Make sure to get your tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com. And then Sunday is going to be a 3 o'clock start with a post-game skate after the game. As they show the highlights of the first period if you're watching on Flow Sports. As Genev gave Utah a 1-0 lead, 6:45 in, as Waller took the shot and got the primary assist. And then kind of a crazy play that just kind of pinballed around. You have Dokimov ricocheted the puck off the glove of Johnny Hooker, and then Hooker just kind of dropped the puck and it slid past the goal line and turned into an own goal. And Johnny Hooker just looked up and they looked down. And that was kind of, you talk about that old saying, the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Well, Johnny Hooker's reaction, that was the agony of defeat. Then Mikey Colella made it a 3-0 game as he scored on a breakaway 14 and a half minutes in, as he put together a pretty good move on Tendek. And that was 14-22 and unassisted. And then Genev scored to make it 4-0, 19-25 in. Miska made some solid saves in the first period. Grizzlies in the second frame will skate from left to right as we see it from high atop section 114. Tulsa will skate from right to left. Utah will start the second period with a forward line of Tyler Gratton, Evan Friesen, and Reed Webster, and all three of those guys have been standouts. Friesen has a goal in 8 of his last 15 games, and a power play goal in 3 of his last 6. And Reed Webster, obviously, he is second in the league with 29 goals and tied for 11th with 50 points. The defensive pairing is Colby Enns and Aiden Hansen-Bukata. Each of them got an assist on Geneviev's second goal, which was Utah's 4th in the first period. Colin Kleinendorf's the linesman. He drops the puck, and Tulsa wins the face-off. Fedork will slide it back towards Mike McKee. He's deep in the Oilers' zone as he's being challenged by Webster. McKee throws it all the way down. Kleinendorf raised his right arm, but the other linesman didn't. No icing as the puck slides towards center ice. Loose puck's taken by Friesen. He gets belted by Mike McKee, and McKee divorces Friesen from the puck. As McKee slides in out to center ice, Grizzlies reset. Colby Enns around the boards, and Tendek cuts it off behind his net. Third different team for Tendek this season. He played with Florida and Allen earlier this year. As Allen sweeps one across, referee Ian Rapp jumping out of the way. As Rapp's the lone referee tonight. Puck around the boards. Webster collapses with an Oiler. 2-on-2 scrum over in the far corner of the zone. The Grizzlies are defending in the second period. As Webster, he'll throw it ahead. It's batted away by the glove of Duga-Legron. Now Enns. He'll plop one in. It's gloved and dropped by Legron. He'll slide it across towards Jackson Niedermeyer in his pro debut. As the puck goes deep into the Grizzlies zone, Niedermeyer looks like he's an outstanding prospect. 6 feet, 201 pounds, moves really well. He had an outstanding year at Bowling Green State this season. As Tulsa in the offensive zone trying to get up top to Niedermeyer, and it's sticked away on a good defensive play by former Oiler Yaroslav Yevdokimov. As Niedermeyer gets it ahead, Scott Niedermeyer, his father, is a former Grizzly, played in 5 games with Utah during the 98-99 season. As Barbashev gets knifed away by Niedermeyer, now Barbashev, the brother of Ivan Barbashev, gets to the middle of the ice. Luke Salem fires towards the net, and it goes wide. As Tendek looked like he was screened, he reacted late to it. As Salem will spin it across. Puck ricochets off the near wall. Puck is taken by Duga-Legron, who's been with the Oilers for quite some time. He'll get it to the near side for Niedermeyer, who whips it out to center ice, looking for Dylan Fitz. It goes past him and past Manning, Fitz's longtime teammate. And it goes all the way deep into the Grizzlies zone into the left corner. The two Lukes, Antonacci and Salem, are a defensive pairing. Luke Manning is one of 3 forwards, so 3 players named Luke, as well as Yaroslav and Maxim on the ice for the Grizzlies now. Puck goes to the left point. Smith gets it across. Now the Oilers tried to throw it to the middle of the ice from the right corner. Now they slide it back up top. Smith in the left wing, drops it off. Lefty shot, and that's blocked by Barbashev's stick. Shot was taken by Michael Davies, number 21. Manning in the far corner, collides with Fitz. Puck behind Utah's net. Is backing off, shields Salem from the puck. Connor Smith gets hit by Barbashev. And puck goes back towards the right wing. Davies pedals towards his left. Now he gets to Smith in the left point. Smith fires lefty shot. Saved by Miska. As he collapsed into the butterfly position. Backing off, tried to redirect it as he was battling with Salem in front of the crease. But Miska was able to collect it cleanly. And he makes his first save of the second period. There's 17:22 left in the second. And the shot taken by Smith from the left point was the first shot taken by either team. So faceoffs can be over in the left circle. Game 58 of 72 for the Grizzlies. And once again, there's 4 Grizzly forwards who have appeared in every game. Evan Friesen, Reed Webster, John Gillette, and Danny Genev, who's on hat trick watch. Grizzlies win the faceoff. Noel will plop it ahead towards Genev. It's a hand pass on Connor Smith, who got the puck at center ice and batted it. And, so the draw is going to be in the Tulsa zone. I think Johnny Hooker was probably hoping that a teammate between his glove and the back of the net there halfway through the first period that it would have found a Tulsa player, so then a hand pass could have been called as opposed to a puck going all the way in for a Utah goal. It's actually going to be a neutral zone draw as Connor's out there with Genev and Nicholas Nemo, N-I-E-M-O, his last name. Played at Niagara University this season, making his pro debut. Looks like he's got outstanding speed. That's what we were told before the game, and it looks like that is certainly in action, as that's a pretty fast forward lineup with Connors, Genev, who have all been outstanding over the last month, and Nemo, who can really fly. Behind Utah's net, scrum ensues. 3 Grizzlies, 2 Oilers in the area, as Boilard delivers some lumber to the back of an Oiler. And now a third Tulsa player joins the play, and they get the puck. As Tulsa slides it towards Connor Smith, left wing, he fires lefty shot that goes wide. Smith's an outstanding athlete at 6'6" and 234 pounds. Puck goes all the way deep into the Oilers zone. Puck around the boards towards Nemo off his stick. And now to the far corner. It's run down by Dakota Seaman, who's wearing number 29. Oilers zipping around to the left point, cut off by Hans Buchanan. Grizzlies in the attack zone. Ends right wing, fires towards the net, and it goes wide as Nemo is trying to redirect it. Now Connor sees over in the left circle. He takes a righty shot, and it goes wide. As Ends around the boards towards Connors. Puck hipping up towards his stick. Connors gets hit in the back, but keeps the puck. He'll slide it towards Nemo. He's trying to feed it back towards Genev off his stick as he was hanging out in the left wing. Tulsa clears it out to center ice. Ends will bat it ahead. Puck ricochets off both of Colin Kleinendorf's skates. As Kleinendorf's one of two linesmen tonight. As Tulsa will bounce one in like a basketball as they make a full line change. Colby Ends keeps his head up. He'll slide it ahead towards Gillette at center ice right wing. Gillette gets hit up high by Mike McKee. John Gillette is hurt. And Mike Gillette, his brother, taken up for John. I'm pretty sure that happened on the playground a time or two. Boy, McKee with a high elbow like he was Karl Malone. And it is going to be an elbowing penalty on McKee. Mike McKee says, I didn't do it. That's pretty clear he did it, but maybe he's thinking it wasn't as high as Gillette. Boy, that was a high elbow. Gillette back to his feet as he is near the Grizzlies bench. McKee can't believe it, but he's going to get an elbowing penalty with 15:41 left in the second. Then after the whistle, Mike Gillette took up for his younger brother. And John Gillette's going to walk towards the locker room. And now I think the three officials are going to talk it over as to whether it's just going to be a 2-minute penalty or if it's going to be more than that. And now the draw is going to be in the Oilers zone. So it looks like just going to be a basic minor penalty. As John Gillette was skating towards the right wing, he got elbowed up high by Mike McKee. As that was a pretty... really was Gillette got hit by McKee, and obviously Mike McKee is a big guy at 6'5" and 240. And Gillette just kind of spun around in the air like he was John Elway in Super Bowl 32. And Gillette's being looked at, John that is, in the Grizzlies locker room. So Grizzlies power play goes to work for the second time tonight, leading 4-0. Webster, Friesen, and Grattan down low. And up top is Genev and Hansen Buchanan. Friesen wins the draw for Utah. Hansen Buchanan over to Genev. Across the Webster, he's in the left wing. Stars it to Friesen. He fires towards the net and is sticked away by Dougal Legrome. Tyler Grattan leads the Grizzlies with 10 power play goals this season. Genev up top to Hansen Buchanan. Over to Webster off the wall. As Webster gets double teamed, he'll slide it back to Genev. Over to AHP in the left point. As he'll feed it to Grattan. Now to Friesen. Lefty shot. Saved by Tendek. And on the rebound, it's cleared out by Dougal Legrome. Good passing by the Grizzlies. They've really developed one of the best power play units in the league. Crossing center ice is Hansen Buchanan. Across to Friesen near the Grizzlies bench. Back to Genev at neutral ice. He'll cross the center red line. Step over the offensive blue. He'll chip it across to Grattan off a Tulsa stick. Webster over to AHB, who's got 18 power play assists. Now Genev has 19. He's got the puck in the left point. He'll get it back to AHB, who faked it to Webster. AHB danced around to the left point, gets it across to Genev. Genev looked to center to Friesen's picked off. As Tulsa races across center ice. As the Oilers over the offensive line, McAlian stops as he saw the Grizzlies get back defensively. McAlian rolls along the boards, cut off behind the net by Hunter Miska. As the Oilers switch up skaters and the Grizzlies filter a couple guys on and off. As Friesen drops it looking for Salem and goes to Genev near Tulsa's bench. Now to the middle of the ice for Webster. As he'll split a double team, chipping off the boards, and Tulsa will clear it out to neutral ice. As Grizzlies will now complete a line change as Salem is joined by Barbashev, Connors, Manning, and Mikey Colella. As this would have been a spot for John Gillette. I think Colella's taken Gillette's spot on this power play unit. As Connor skates towards the far corner, tried to drop it to Colella, who's got a goal tonight. And Tulsa gets it and they clear it out. 10 seconds left in the power play. Utah leads 4-0 with under 14 minutes left in the second period. Rink wide feed to Colella. He'll skate towards the right corner. Cyrus to Barbashev. Back towards Manning. Pass goes wide of the mark. McKee's out of the box, and he'll join the play. And his puck slides towards the left point. Now ahead looking for McKee. It's taken away by Boilar off his stick. And Tulsa skates towards the right corner. They look to center it. Boilar picked it off. He'll fire it off the glass. And Niedermeyer keeps it in. Around the boards, Zachary Murray, number 23. No relation to the head coach, Rob, we believe. Now it's the left wing. Lefty shot. Saved by Miska. As Connor Fedoruk fired away from the left wing, and Miska made a key save. Still 4-0 Utah with 13-17 left in the second. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Grisby commutes to work by riding UTA. It gives him time to make friends and relax before arriving to the Maverik Center. But how can Grisby keep enjoying that feeling throughout the entire day? An idea! Utah Transit Authority, proud sponsors of the Utah Grizzlies.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
"13 minutes and 17 seconds are left in the second period. Everybody's having a good time tonight as the Grizzlies lead 4-0. Draws in the Grizzlies zone in the left circle. As they've got celebrity lookalike going on the Jumbotron here at center ice. You know, I mentioned might not be relation. Zachary Murray, number 23 for Tulsa, is the son of head coach Rob Murray. And so we talk about we've had brother combinations on the Grizzlies and on opposing teams. We got a father-son here tonight. As Zachary Murray wearing number 23, he is the son of Rob Murray. And obviously, Rob Murray's had quite the hockey journey as he is in the American Hockey League Hall of Fame. Zachary Murray making his fourth appearance for Tulsa, and he's already got 2 goals. Draw one by the Oilers are in the offensive zone as Niedermeyer skates towards the right wing, feeds it up top. LeGrand back to Niedermeyer. One-timer goes wide as puck slides back towards the left point as Fitz will float it over Miska's head. As Grizzlies come up with it as Reed Webster crosses center ice. Fitz took it away. They were teammates last season. Fitz moves to his right. Tulsa skates in. Right wing, lefty shot. Saved by Miska. And he holds on with 12:53 left in the second. As that shot was taken by, I believe that's Andre Bakanov, number 8. And it was Bakanov that took the shot. He's got 8 goals this season. And Fitz with a pretty good pass to Bakanov as he skates off the ice. Fitz sporting a mustache as he looks at himself on the video board. And being a former Grizzly, obviously he knows the surroundings pretty well as he played close to 200 games as a member of Utah and was in the top 10 in quite a few statistical categories. So draws going to be over in the right circle. And the face-off won by Utah. As Hanson Buchanan gets to Enns to the middle of the ice. As Enns will skate towards center ice, feed it to Genev at the Tulsa line, right wing. Genev will slide it to the corner as Connors had a tap off his stick. Connors takes away from Niedermeyer, gets it towards Nemo, and his one-timer is sticked away as Goldborn did a good job taking his time and space away. Oilers recover the puck at center ice, trying to skate in. Hanson Buchanan knifes it away. Grizzlies on the attack 3-on-2 with a third Oiler chasing. Connors trying to feed it toward Genev, and it was overled for him. The Oilers will tap it off the glass, and puck goes out to center ice. Hanson Buchanan slides to the center ice circle for Connors. He tries to spin himself around, and Goldborn lit up Connors as he was trying to locate the puck. Enns gets it in the Grizzly zone across to Hanson Buchanan. As we've got about 12 minutes left in the second period. Utah leads 4-0. Nobody has scored here so far in the middle frame. Puck off the stick, and it slides into the Oilers zone. As Manning gets nudged in the back. Tulsa racing with a white jersey, red numbers, a little bit of navy blue mixed in. Oilers will bounce it in from center ice. Miska plays it to the side of his net. Tulsa towards the right wing gets it knifed away. And it's cleared out by Yaroslav Yevdokimov, the ex-Oiler. The puck goes all the way down for Utah icing as there's 11:36 left in the second. Both teams will be off tomorrow. Not sure if there's any ice available for a practice tomorrow as Jeff Dunham is going to be in the Maverik Center building. Next game will be on Saturday night. It will be Military Night presented by Mountain Land Supply Company. And that should be a ton of fun. Taking the draw for Tulsa is Zachary Murray, the son of Rob Murray. And Luke Manning will take the draw for Utah. Zachary Murray actually looks like a pretty good prospect. 6'4", 185 pounds. If he's anything like his father, Rob, he's going to be a pretty good player. Rob Murray spent some time in the National Hockey League with a few different teams. Utah wins the draw. Salem towards the near side, trying to muscle his way around 3 Oilers. Antonacci will sky it towards center ice where it's dropped by Smith. Tapped by Yevdokimov into the Oilers zone. As Tulsa off the Manning stick as the puck slides to center ice. Antonacci collects it. He does a half circle towards center ice, tried to throw it in. And it bounced off of Murray. And Zachary Murray throws it in. Looks like Zachary Murray a little bit taller than his father, Rob. As Miska tried to knife it away from the near goal line. And Murray hits the side of the net. As Tulsa gets the puck, they'll feed it up top. But it's overled for Connor Fedoruk. Well, a lot of passes that have just misconnected on both sides here tonight. As Fedoruk runs it down in his own zone. He outlets it to center ice. It's taken away by Boilar. Boilar looking for his first goal this season. Right wing, dangling back and forth. Take a left shot, and it goes just wide. What pretty good move by Boilar. Did everything but score. As he's really coming into his own, and with the consistent playing time he's getting, he's built quite a bit of confidence. As Boilar and Noel have been a pretty good defensive pairing for the Grizzlies over the last couple of games. Right point, lefty shot goes wide. It was more of a dump it in deeper into the Grizzlies zone to get off the ice kind of shot. As the Oilers towards the right point. On the back check, Colella takes it away. Noel from one corner to the other for Boilar. Boilar sporting a beard. He's got 5 fighting majors, and you could say he's pretty much 5-0 in those fights. Tulsa to the right wing, out at center ice off the stick. Now Dylan Fitz, right side. He'll fire a righty shot, and hits the outside of the cage as Fitz tried to score on an almost impossible angle. Noel gets pushed to the corner boards by Fitz. As Noel gets it over towards Mike Gillette. As John Gillette, we believe, is still in the locker room. Now starting pass, shot and a score. And the Oilers get on the board. And I think that's Connor Fedoruk wearing number 2. No, it's Bakanov. Andre Bakanov gets the Oilers on the board. He gets his 9th of the year, and it's now a 4-1 game. Fitz fed one across to Bakanov. And once Bakanov got it, he just roofed it over Miska. So the Oilers get on the board with 9:54 left in the second. As Dylan Fitz is going to get the main assist, it will be his 6th assist of the year. And it looks like Fitz gets the lone assist, 10:06 in, as the goal was scored by Andre Bakanov, who picked up his 9th of the year. So it's now a 4-1 game. As Bakanov gets the goal, assisted by Fitz. And puck towards neutral ice. Tulsa will fly it in. As Hanson Bukata plays behind Utah's net. Goes up a rink-wide feed angle left towards Gratton, who steps over the offensive line 3-on-3. Gets towards Friesen at the left goal line. Friesen around Tulsa's net. As he drops for Lepster, gets double-teamed. Tulsa taps it away. Oilers shield Tyler Gratton from the puck. As he'll drop it off as Lattenbach try to move it towards left wing. Now it goes to the corner deep in the Grizzlies zone. As the Oilers, they're 6-5-2 over the last 13 games. Get it back to the right point. Doogie Legron's righty shots blocked by Gratton. And the puck will slide all the way towards the Tulsa line as the puck wobbles on its side like a tire. Legron, rink-wide feed, angle left as an Oiler tried to accept the puck and blew a Tyler. That was Cade McNally, who's got 3 goals in 36 games. McNally is 6'3" and 200 pounds. As Oilers deep in their own zone, Grizzlies skate from left to right here in the period. As the Oilers cross center ice, step over the offensive blue, puck off the McNally stick. Goes towards Utah's backboards. He tried to center it, but it was overled. Now right wing, lefty shot safe. Who's puck out in front? Shot by McNally's blocked by Connor's stick. As McNally down the middle of the ice, he backhands it. He thought he scored as Miska loses his helmet. And I think Miska's hurt. As Miska didn't have a helmet. And then I think McNally, it looked like he tried to backhand it in. And hopefully Miska's okay as he is hanging out in the high slot right now, trying to gather his bearings. As there's 8:29 left in the second period. And as the puck just kind of bounced from here to there, and then Miska lost his helmet, lost his balance, and I'm not sure if McNally fired towards the net after Miska lost his helmet. As Miska trying to collect his bearings. As shot was taken from the right point, ricocheted off Miska. Then Miska lost his balance. Somehow McNally didn't find the back of the net. And then Miska lost his helmet. And then McNally tried to backhand it. And Miska, while he was laying, somebody landed on him. And that's where the helmet came off. As it looks like Miska puts his helmet back on. And he's going to stay in this game, we believe. So there's 8:29 left in the second. And it's still a 4-1 Utah lead. Not many shots so far. Grizzlies with 14. Tulsa has 11. So the Oilers with a 5-2 edge in the shot count here in the second period. As Miska gets a hand from this Maverik Center crowd. Murray will take the draw for Tulsa against Riley Connors. I think Connors looked like he kind of blocked the shot with his stick. Otherwise, it'd be a 4-2 game. As McKee, left wing, he fires lefty shot, and that's blocked. Now Miska, he pushes Josh Nelson hard as Miska wanted a penalty for goaltender interference on Josh Nelson. As the Oilers ice the puck. Arm is raised by both linesmen. And the draw is going to come back towards David Tendek. If he joined us late, goaltender Kyle Kaiser was recalled to the AHL's Colorado Eagles earlier today. And so Jacob Musatelli is the backup. As Miska is kind of brushing his crease. Miska's been outstanding for the Grizzlies. Didn't play professionally for the first 4 months of this season, but he's come in and done a great job. Connors will take the draw over in the left circle. Connors, the reigning league rookie of the month. For the month of February, where he had 11 goals and 5 assists. Connors was a star on Sunday in Cincinnati, where he had 1 goal and 1 assist. As Tulsa wins the draw, Mike McKee keeps his head up. Rink-wide feed, angle rights off a Hanson Buchanan stick, make that Genev stick. And now the puck goes back to neutral ice. Tulsa regathers it. As Fedoruk feeds it near the Oilers bench. And the puck is zipped around the boards. McKee gets there about the same time as Antonacci, as McKee engulfs Antonacci along the boards. And the Grizzlies will rainbow it out to center ice. Murray rolls it along the boards. The puck is taken by Miska. He'll slide it to Antonacci in the near corner. And Luke outlets it towards Nemo. Off the stick back to Antonacci, who feeds to Salem. Now across the left wing for Genev, centering to Connors. Connors skates in, righty shot. And kick saved by Tendek off his left ankle. Great stop by the Tulsa goaltender as Connors put together a pretty good move. Now taking the puck is Noel. He's in the high slot. He'll drop it for Manning. As Manning throws it all the way towards Tendek as who's looking to get to Nemo. As Tendek kicks it away. Puck towards the left corner. As there's 7:12 on a moving clock here in the second period. It's Grizzlies 4 and the Oilers 1. As Smith delivers a push on Manning. Tulsa does have some big skaters. And the puck is skied and hit the opposite center ice. Manning takes the puck. He'll skate across the center red line, get around one Oiler. Steps over the offensive blue and lay it for Barbashev on the right point. Now Barbashev over to Manning, who gets pinned to the boards by Smith. Now centering pass lefty shot. Saved by Tendek. And he holds on as Yevdokimov found Barbashev in front of the net. And Barbashev had plenty of velocity. He fired a fastball at Tendek. But the Tulsa goaltender was able to make the stop. 6:47 left in the second. It's still 4-1 Utah, but David Tendek has performed pretty well for Tulsa with a couple grade A saves over the last couple minutes. As Yevdokimov just slid it towards Barbashev, who was cutting towards his left. It was a one-timer from Barbashev, and Tendek was able to make a key stop. The puck slides towards the left corner after the draw, and it's won by Tulsa. Grizzlies in the first period won the face-off battle 11-8. Head to center ice off a goal-borne stick, and it flies into the Grizzlies zone, ricochets off the glass. Miska plays behind his net, gets towards the right point. As the music plays here at Maverik Center while play goes on. And I believe the next song that's going to be played after this next whistle is that Lion King song. Manning drops it for Boilar. He's in the right circle. Boilar backhands it in front of Yevdokimov off his stick. As Yevdokimov gets thrown to the boards by Connor Smith, who's been a physical presence for the Oilers tonight. Tulsa across the center ice. Grizzlies back defensively. Left wing fade as the Oilers skate around the net. As Owen Lindmark gets hit. He's got 4 goals this season. Grizzlies get it head towards Connors. Play starting to get physical on both sides. Connors 2-on-2 over the offensive line. Gets to the right circle. He fires a righty shot. And it bounces off Tendek's glove. Stays in front of him. And Tendek's able to corral the puck in the crease. That stops play with 5 minutes and 54 seconds left in the second. So it really should be a timeout on the play. And it looks like there is a timeout. Utah leads 4-1. Tulsa got on the board 10:06 into the second period as Bakanov got his 9th of the year. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
5 minutes and 54 seconds is the time remaining in the second period. Grizzlies lead 4-1. Utah's outshot Tulsa 17-13, but the Oilers have a 7-5 edge here in the second period. And both goaltenders have looked pretty strong here in the middle frame. Connor Miska for the Grizzlies and David Tendek for the Oilers. Last Sunday was certainly a crazy game and one that anybody that was at Heritage Bank Center in Cincinnati will never forget. 20 rounds of a shootout. Only the fifth time in pro hockey history and the fourth time in this league's history where a game had gone to 20 or more rounds of a shootout. Grizzlies were just one round of a shootout away from tying the league record. As Tulsa dumps in from center ice, Enns will fire it off the glass and it goes all the way down. Tendek raises his right arm, and so do all three officials. As icing is on the Grizzlies with 5:35 left in the second. The Grizzlies got the first goal tonight. In fact, they had the first 4 goals of the evening, all of them in the first period. Utah is 16-9-3 when scoring first this season. And when leading after one period, the Grizzlies are 13-4-4. It's the third Thursday game for the Grizzlies this season, the second one here at home. Face-offs over in the left circle. And it's taken to one by Tulsa. As puck goes towards Dougie Legrone, right wing, he fires righty shot that goes wide. Legrone tonight is paired up with Jackson Niedermeyer in his pro debut. As behind Miska's net, 2-on-2 scramble. As Connor slides it towards Mike Gillette. We haven't seen John Gillette after he got elbowed by Mike McKee earlier in the second period. Siren pass to Mike Gillette. It's tapped away, and the Oilers clear it out to center ice. So Utah is mixing and matching the forward lines a little bit here in the second period, as with John Gillette in the locker room, Grizzlies are down to 11 forwards and 6 defensemen. Tulsa gets across center ice as they try to skate in. Murray gets it knifed away. As Friesen gets double teamed near the Tulsa bench, puck slides back to Oiler ice where it's taken by Dougie Legrone, the longtime Oiler. As he'll stop behind his goaltender. Oilers have had a few guys that have been around for quite some time, which means they were teammates with Yaroslav Yevdokimov 2 years ago. Turnovers, McKee off his stick. Friesen to Lebster. I'll take a righty shot. He scores! Reed Lebster gets his 30th of the year. And Evan Friesen with a great feed to the right circle as Utah takes a 5-1 lead. And that's one McKee would love to have back as he just turned the puck over off his stick. Friesen got in the left circle, fed it across to a wide open Lebster. And once the pass connected, Lebster went stick side over the left shoulder of David Tendek. As Reed Lebster joins the 30 goal scoring club, he gets his 30th of the year. First Grizzly since Brandon Cutler a couple years ago to score 30 or more. And Evan Friesen picked up his 16th assist. As Eugene Butler high-fiving everybody that you can see in Section 113. Puck from center ice, won by the Grizzlies, and they'll clear it out of plays. The fan's going to come away with a frozen vulcanized rubber disc from Section 124. So 30 goals for Reed Lebster. And we will certainly go through the Grizzlies record books. Obviously, quite a few Grizzlies skaters have scored 30 or more in a season. As center ice face-off won by Tulsa is Connor Fedoruk. He'll skip it around Utah's boards as Antonacci slides into Salem behind his net. As it's 5-1 Utah here late in the second period. Utah's top guns getting it done tonight. 2 goals by Genev. Lebster with his 30th of the year. And and Mikey Colella and Yaroslav Yevdokimov. A Grizzly gets tripped up as Friesen was trying to skate back towards center ice. Now Fitz gets hit up high, and Grattan gets cross-checked in the back by Connor Fedorik. And so it will be a power play. Now it looks like it's going to be a Tulsa power play. Or is it? Boy, it looked like there was an initial penalty where Friesen was over battling for a loose puck, and then as he was skating towards New Trice, got tripped up. So I think there's going to be a penalty there. That's going to be on Fitz. And then now Grattan's going to the boxes. I guess Grattan hit Fitz with a high stick. So Fitz gets a tripping minor, and Grattan gets 2 for high sticking. As there's the trip if you're watching on Flow Sports. And then, pop, boop, right there, the high stick. And so, yeah, penalties on both sides. As Friesen got tripped up and Fitz got high sticked. So Grattan gets 2 in the box for high sticking, 15:58 in. And at that same time, Fitz gets 2 minutes for tripping. What's that sound effect? Boop. Actually, that's not a very good sound effect at all. Grizzlies have the puck. Genev on hat trick watch. Skates towards the left wing. Centers to Connors. Righty shot. Saved by Tendek. Rebound shot. Saved by Tendek again as Connors had both looks. So we're skating 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. Connor Smith off a Genev stick will get it ahead as the Oilers over the offensive glass. As Lattenbach gets it towards Smith, who gets knifed away by Genev, who loses his stick. The puck goes back to center ice. So the Oilers back of their blue line. Smith will move it to his right. Tulsa over the offensive blue as they'll veer off to the right. Lautenbach, he stops on a dime, skates, trying to drop it back for Connor Smith. It's taken away by Utah. Andrew Noel whips one angle right to center ice for Connors, who drops for Boilar over the offense line. High slot, Boilar. He gets triple team, fires lefty shot, and it's blocked by one of the Tulsa sticks. 3 minutes and 9 seconds on a moving clock here in the second period. It's the Grizzlies 5 and the Oilers 1. Both teams have 1 goal here in the second frame. Connor Smith crosses center ice, the Anaheim Ducks contracted D-man. And so fired into the far corner and come off the ice for a change. Colby Enns in his first year as a pro. Ahead towards Luke Manning in his second full season with the Grizzlies. As Manning will skate around the center ice logo. Now he'll skate back into his own zone. He'll slide it to Enns to the middle of the ice, who drops it back for Manning. Luke Manning's got outstanding speed. The Air Force and St. Thomas product over to AHB, who centers it in front to Barbashev off his stick. Barbashev's been strong tonight, the former Rangers draft pick. Hans Picasso centers to Manning. Shot to score! Beautiful pass by AHB as Luke Manning gets his 7th of the year, and it's now a 6-1 game. Well, the Grizzlies are on fire tonight as they're passing the puck with precision. As AHB was over on the left side, he found Manning all alone. It's a 4-on-4 goal scored by Utah. It's their second 4-on-4 goal of the year. And Manning got the puck, and he just backhanded it past David Tendek. So it's all Grizzlies tonight. They lead 6-1 with 2:28 left in the second. Manning with the goal, Hanson Bukata and Barbashev with the assists. For AHB, that's his second helper and 35th of the season. And for Maxime Barbashev, that's his 9th assist of the campaign. And Luke Manning now has 7 goals, and this is 39th game of the season. And as Luke Salem gets to the right wing at center ice for Lebster over the offense line, he'll plop one in front of the crease and slides all the way towards Tulsa's back boards. Oilers out to New Trice. Now they'll slide it back into their own zone as Tulsa patient with their approach. Now we're skating 5-on-5 as Fitz and Grattan come out of the box. Fitz got the puck. He's in the right wing. He'll skate towards the corner. Fitz fires a righty shot, saved by Miska. We've seen Fitz over the years score many goals in that sort of fashion. Just getting the puck in either circle and just kind of roofing it top shelf. That time, Miska was able to make the stop. 1:40 on a moving clock. Fitz will drop it as the Oilers skate over the offensive line. Now Fitz will bounce it off a ball. Our stick puck goes over Miska's head. Now up top towards Fedorik. Fedorik was falling down and then got it in deep to the right corner. Seen multiple Oilers blow tires here in the second period. Fedorik fires lefty shot that goes wide. Now left wing. Tulsa fires towards the net. It's sticked away by Boilar. And then Boilar delivered one strong push on Johnny Hooker after Hooker took the shot. So 1:16 seconds are left in the second period. So it appears everybody in attendance receives a free haircut courtesy of Savant Barbershops. So, I don't know. Free haircut certainly sounds like a good idea. And everybody in attendance, because the Grizzlies scored 6 goals, they get a free haircut courtesy of Savant Barbershops. As linesman Colin Kleinendorf gets a new puck. Faceoff's going to be in the left circle. Just about everybody's contributed to the Grizzlies' attack tonight, either statistically or just with hard-working shifts. As Utah trying to establish themselves here in the opener of this 3-game set, and they've done so with authority, leading 6-1. 1:07 left in the second period. Mark Larson, how much time's remaining left in the middle frame?
1 minute remaining in the second period.
Thank you, Mark. Puck goes to center ice. McKee gets it across. Goldborn over the offensive line. Skates towards the right wing, takes lefty shot. Saved by Miska. Rebound shot. And that one's blocked away before it got to Miska on the second look. And now we got a fight over in the left corner as Goldborn, he delivers 2, 3 rights. Now Connors trying to connect as Goldborn got in 4 or 5 strong lefts. Now Connors trying to connect to the left. Now Goldborn goes towards his left. Connors gets 2 rights in, and the linesmen step in. As Riley Connors gets in a fight with Tyrell Goldborn, and that gets the Maverik Center crowd fired up. That happened away from the puck. That was over in the near corner where the Grizzlies are defending, as Goldborn and Connors will each serve a fighting major, and they will each head to the locker room as there's less than a minute left in the second period. So it looked like Goldborn got 3 or 4 really strong rights in, and then Connors responded with a couple of his own. And then it looked like Connors mid-fight just reversed himself and then started throwing some haymakers with the left. And then Goldborn recovered with a couple punches, and then the linesman stepped in. So 19-14 into the second period. Both Riley Connors and Tyrell Goldborn get 5 minutes each for fighting. For Connors, that's penalty minutes 19 through 23 on the season. And for Goldborn, that's the same case. Both guys came into play with 18 penalty minutes on the year. So faceoffs can be at neutral ice near the Tulsa bench. Utah leads 6-1. And Riley Connors probably hoping for something there on the scoring sheet because he's a candidate now for a Gordie Howe hat trick. He's got the fight out of the way at least. Barbashev will skeet towards the right corner. So get towards Manning, who look to center up, but it goes past everybody and past Noel in the high slot all the way deep into the Grizzlies zone. We're skating 5-on-5 as Miska behind his net. Tulsa trying to take it away from him. 25 seconds left in the period. Noel back towards Barbashev, who tried to avoid a check and got hit a little bit by Murray. As puck towards the Tulsa line, it's taken by Connor Smith. He'll push it across towards Zachary Murray. Rob Murray's son is he'll skate towards the right corner. Murray shields Boilar from the puck before he gets pushed to the boards. Puck from one corner to the other. Connor Smith gets it. 3 seconds left in the period. He fires at the buzzer. Saved by Miska. Rebound shot. Everybody hacking away. And time runs out. So the Grizzlies with a very strong first 2 periods of play. They got 4 goals in the first and 2 in the second. Tulsa's lone goal was scored 10:06 in by Andre Bakanov. We'll come back and recap the first 40 minutes of play and also go over some scores from around this league as well as some NHL scores. It's a very busy Thursday across the National Hockey League. Grizzlies have been strong tonight. Geneva still on hat trick watch with 2 goals as Utah got second period tallies from Luke Manning. He got the second period goal. The first period goal, the second period goal was scored by Reed Lepster. So Lepster and Manning each with a second period goal. And the Grizzlies have a 6-1 lead after 2 periods. This is the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone in attendance for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider. In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider. Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner. And Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to flowhockey.tv.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
After two periods here at Maverik Center, it's all Grizzlies. They lead Tulsa 6-1 as Utah scored 4 goals in the first period and 2 in the second. Later on in the second intermission, we'll go over 30-plus goal scorers in Grizzlies history. Reed Lepster scored a second period goal, meaning that he is the 14th. It's the 14th different time and 13th different player to score 30 or more goals in a season in Grizzlies history. So that's certainly big for Reed Lepster. Has been outstanding not only this year but last season as well. So he's put together 2 solid seasons. If you joined us late, Danny Genev got Utah on the board 6:45 into the first period as he picked up his first of 2 goals on the night. Matthew Boiler and Luke Salem with the assists. And then Yaroslav Yevdokimov made it a 2-0 game as he scored his third of the year on kind of an odd play. Yevdokimov ricocheted the puck off the glove of Tulsa forward Johnny Hooker, and puck just kind of ricocheted past Tulsa's goal line off of Hooker's glove, and that made it 2-0 Utah. Mikey Colella got a breakaway, and he made it a 3-0 game as he scored 14-22 in. As Colella blocked the shot, then had a breakaway, and he fired a low liner past Tendek on a pretty good move. Genev got a second of the game to make it a 4-0 contest, 19:37 in, with Colby Enns and Aiden Hansen-Bucata gained the assists. Grizzlies outshot Tulsa 12-6 in the first period, and they led 4-0 after 1. The Oilers cut into Utah's lead, 10:06 into the second period as Fitz centered it to Bakanov, and Andre Bakanov fired a pass Miska for his 9th of the year, and for Dylan Fitz, that is assist number 6. Then the Grizzlies converted on a Tulsa turnover as Mike McKee turned the puck over deep in his own zone. Friesen was over in the left wing, got it across to Lepster, and Lepster fired it over the left shoulder of Tendek, which is his stick side, as Lepster joined the 30-goal club as he becomes the 13th different player, and it's the 14th time in team history a Grizzly player had scored 30 or more goals. And we'll go over that later on in the second intermission. Luke Manning extended Utah's lead as he picked up his 7th of the year on a backhand shot on a great feed from Aiden Hansen-Bucata. And that was a 4-on-4 goal. It's the second 4-on-4 goal scored by the Grizzlies this season. AHB with his second assist of the night and 35th of the year. And Maxim Barbashev picked up his 9th assist of the campaign. I think Grizzlies fans are rooting for Riley Connors to pick up a goal and an assist in the third period as he got in a fight late in the second period with Tyrell Goldborn. And that was 19-14 into the second period. Special teams really haven't played a factor tonight. Grizzlies are 0 for 2 on the power play. Tulsa is 0 for 1. Grizzlies have outshot the Oilers 21-15. Who's been aggressive in the shot counts? Well, you got to look to Riley Connors. He leads Utah with 4 shots. Evan Friesen and Luke Manning each have 3 shots. 2 shots each for Reed Lepster, Danny Genev, as well as Noel and Barbashev. That means, obviously, that Genev has scored on each of his 2 shots this evening. For the Oilers and their 15 shots, they are led. It's actually a kind of a committee as Fedoruk, Smith, Bakanov, and Niedermeyer each have 2. Second period stats, Grizzlies had 6 scoring chances. Tulsa had 4. Grizzlies have 12 scoring chances through 2 periods, and the Oilers have 5. Face-off battle is dead even. Grizzlies won that battle 11-8 in the first period, and Tulsa had an 11-8 advantage. So both teams have won 19 face-offs. Both clubs had 9 shots in the second period. Utah had 1 power play shot. Tulsa didn't have any. And the Grizzlies had 3 hits, Tulsa with 5. So Tulsa's out-hit Utah 10-6 so far through 2 periods. Both clubs had 4 giveaways in the second frame. Grizzlies didn't have a single giveaway in the first period. Tulsa had 1. So right now Tulsa with 5 giveaways and the Grizzlies have 4 through 40 minutes of play. It's been a very busy night here at Maverik Center. It's going to be a very busy weekend. As obviously both teams will be off tomorrow, and Saturday night's going to be a ton of fun. It's going to be military night presented by Mountain Land Supply Company. Make sure to get here early. There's going to be a lot of fun stuff happening before the game with quite a few ceremonies and songs being played between 7 o'clock and the scheduled 7:15 puck drop. And so make sure to get here early to enjoy all the stuff that's happening before the game. The Grizzlies will be wearing specialty jerseys for the occasion, and those specialty jerseys can be yours to own on the Dash Auction app. And then don't forget that Sunday afternoon is going to be a 3 o'clock start, and that's going to be the final game ever between the Grizzlies and Oilers, and that will include a post-game skate after the game. We'll come back and go over the other 3 games in the league the Grizzlies call home, as well as checking on those NHL scores. The Colorado Avalanche, the Grizzlies NHL affiliate, is in action, and the Utah Mammoth are home taking on the Chicago Blackhawks. Here at Maverik Center, it's all Grizzlies as Utah leads 6-1. Danny Genev leads away with 2 goals, and Reed Lepster joined the 30-goal club. He's the 13th different member of that club, and we'll go over that as well before third period action. We'll come back and talk some hockey on the other side and go over those other scores. You're listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Grisby commutes to work by riding UTA. It gives him time to make friends and relax before arriving to the Maverik Center. But how can Grisby keep enjoying that feeling throughout the entire day? An idea! Utah Transit Authority, proud sponsors of the Utah Grizzlies.
After 2 periods, Utah leads Tulsa 6-1. 3 other games in this league tonight. 2 have gone final. Toledo gets a 5-3 victory over Savannah. And Florida gets a 5-1 win over Atlanta. Former Grizzly Taryn Fizer with one of the 5 Florida goals. One other game in progress. Early third period, Rapid City leads Wichita 3-2. Jay Dickman has both the Wichita goals, and Rapid City has goals from 3 different forwards. Across the National Hockey League, many games are going on right now, including the Colorado Avalanche's battle with the Seattle Kraken. And right now that game, after 1 period, Colorado has a 3-0 lead as Nicholas Watt, Nathan McKinnon, and Martin Natchez each have a goal. And for McKinnon, he's got 3 points tonight. You talk about what Nathan McKinnon's doing, and I'm not sure it's been discussed enough just how dominant he's been this year. He's up to 44 goals and 63 assists this season, as he's got 3 points in the first period, and Colorado leads Seattle after 3-0. After 2 periods, the Mammoth have a 1-0 lead over the Chicago Blackhawks. Dylan Gunther scored his 31st goal of the year, 5:47 into the second. Logan Cooley got his 12th assist, and Mikhail Sergachev got his 33rd helper of the year. Shots are pretty close to even. Mammoth with 13 shots, and Chicago has 12. And after 2 periods, Utah leads Chicago 1-0 over at Delta Center. After 1 period, Predators and Canucks are tied at 1. The Golden Knights have a 1-0 lead after 1 period on the Penguins. The Penguins will be in town this upcoming Saturday, 2 days from now, to take on the Utah Mammoth. Finals of the NHL, Sharks over the Bruins 4-2. Capitals get a 2-1 win over the Sabres, so a rare loss for Buffalo. Sam Carrick scored the lone Buffalo goal. Maple Leafs get a 6-4 victory over the Anaheim Ducks. And obviously the Ducks are the NHL affiliate of the Tulsa Oilers. Lightning get a 4-1 victory over Detroit. No points for Charles-Edouard Dasty, but he played over 18 minutes for Tampa in their victory. In overtime, Panthers got a game winner from Sam Reinhart, 2:20 in. It was his 29th goal of the year. Florida 2, Columbus 1. Flames over the Devils 5-4. Blues defeat the Hurricanes 3-1. Stars pummeled the Oilers 7-2. In a shootout, Flyers came back from a 2-1 deficit, and they defeat Minnesota 3-2. Travis Konecny got the shootout game winner. And the Rangers, in a high-scoring affair, get 6 goals on 17 shots. They defeat the Jets 6-3. Second intermission here at Maverik Center. What's on tap? The upcoming games. Utah's got 2 more here on this homestand against the Tulsa Oilers. Saturday night at 7 o'clock and Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. And then the Grizzlies will have their final road trip in team history. It's a 3-game set against the Indy Fuel on March 20th, 21st, and 22nd. The first 2 games of that series in Tulsa or in Indy will be 5 o'clock starts, and then Sunday, March 22nd, will be at 2 p.m. in the Mountain Time Zone. So that's what's on tap for the Grizzlies over their next 5 games, 2 more against Tulsa, and then the final road trip of the year. That's going to be a 3-game set against the Indy Fuel. Well, we mentioned Reed Webster scored his 30th goal of the year. He is the 14th different time. I keep saying 14th different Grizzly, but that's not true because Ryan Kanasowicz has the top 2 goal-scoring seasons in Grizzlies history. Kanasowicz had 48 goals for the Grizzlies during the 2009-2010 season. That's the team record in a single season. Kanasowicz also had 39 goals for the 2005-06 Grizzlies. Kip Miller had 38 goals for the 97-98 Grizzlies. Mark Lawrence, Brett Levers, John Purvis, and Brandon Cutler each had 36 goals in a year. Caleb Herbert had 32 goals for the Grizzlies during the 2018-2019 season. There was 3 different Grizzlies that had 31 goals, and that is Tom May, Sean Tallier, and Brad Lauer. And Webster is now the 3rd different Grizzly to have 30 goals in a season. Paul McElvain and A.J. Perry each had 30 goals in a year. Perry's was during the 2009-2010 season, and McElvain was in the 2011-2012 campaign. He's going to be quizzing all that during the post-game report. And for Cutler, he's the last Grizzly to score 30 or more, and he had 36 in the 2023-24 season. So that's the company that Reed Webster joins, and what an illustrious group it is. But Webster was great last season, and this year taking a little bit more of the scoring punch. And as obviously the Grizzlies, we're missing Keaton Mastrodonato, Neil Shea, and Derek Dashke, as all 3 of those guys were outstanding last year. And you just wonder if Riley Connors had spent the whole year in a Grizzlies uniform, just how many goals he would have, as he's got 17 goals, and this is 37th game of the year. Evan Friesen certainly been strong with 20 goals, and it was Friesen that got the lone assist on the Reed Webster goal, which gave him 30 on the season, as Webster becomes the 13th different Grizzly, and it's the 14th time where Utah's had a 30-plus goal scorer. When we come back, we'll have third period action, as the Grizzlies, they're up big, 6-1 over the Tulsa Oilers in the opener of a 3-game series. Utah's looking to go to 4-0 against Tulsa this season. Interestingly enough, over the last 3 periods, head-to-head between the Grizzlies and Oilers, Utah has scored 12 goals. We'll come back and have third period action as Grizzlies with a big lead heading into the 3rd. You've been tuned into the intermission report on the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
We're 20, and yeah, we're celebrating big. Because in 20 years, we didn't just make the gear. We made hockey cooler. They said we were too loud, too flashy, too different. They told us to tone it down. The Warriors don't tone it down. We go full throttle. And this is just the start. 20 years in, and we're just getting warmed up. We're still the brand that makes the gear you can win in, chirping, and partying. And if you thought we were bold before, just wait. The next 20 years start now.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Welcome back to Maverik Center. I'm Tyson Whiting. Both teams are on the ice. We'll have third period action here shortly. As Hunter Miska has been outstanding so far, he has saved 14 of 15. David Tendek on the Tulsa side has saved 15 of 21. It looks like Tendek is going to stay out there for the third period. As Vyacheslav Butyets is the other goaltender. I imagine we'll see Butyets on Saturday night, or maybe we'll see Tendek. It's hard to say. Butyets has an NHL contract with the Anaheim Ducks. Riley Connors is still in the Grizzlies penalty box, serving a fighting major. He got in a fight with Tyrell Goulbourne 19-14 into the second period. If you're watching on Flow Sports, there are some highlights of the first two periods as Connors just had the puck ricochet off Tendek's glove. Miska made some outstanding second period saves. Miska, they got after him pretty good. There's the McKee turnover. Friesen to Lepster, and he fired it for his 30th goal of the year. 13th different Grizzly to score 30 or more goals. We'll go over that list during the third period when we have a moment. Obviously, we got a little bit of what you call garbage time with the Grizzlies up 5, and we'll go over those 30-plus goal scores for the Grizzlies this season. Luke Manning scored later on in the second, 17-32, and on a great feed from Aiden Hansen-Bukata. It's another multiple assist game for Hansen-Bukata, who has 35 helpers on the season. And Luke Manning's been particularly strong here at home this year, as Manning at one point had a string of 4 straight home games with the goal, and Manning now has a goal in 5 of his last 9 home games. Utah will start the third period with the forward line of Gratton, Friesen, and Lepster from left to right, and up top is Hansen-Bukata and Colby Enns. Grizzlies will skate from right to left as we see it from high top section 114. Utah wins the draw. Hansen-Bukata across the ends as puck goes tape to Lepster across to Tyler Gratton, who overskates at the Tulsa line. As Tulsa steps over the offensive blue, they skate towards the right wing. Backhand shot goes wide as the Oilers tried to find a cutter out in front of the net. It was really more of a pass than a shot. As Miska drops behind his net, Lepster slides it to Colby Enns, who whips it around. Nobody home, and it goes all the way down for a Utah icing. As we get our first whistle, 29 seconds into the third period. So faceoff's going to come back towards Hunter Miska, who pitched a 32-save shutout this past Saturday in a Grizzlies 5-0 victory over the Cincinnati Cyclones. Well, the Grizzlies have been a pretty high-scoring club here over the last couple months. As draw, won by Utah, as Colby Enns gets pushed towards the boards. As Tulsa jostles for position, as Friesen holds his ground. Hansen-Bukata trying to yank the puck away. And puck has gone back to Utah. Lepster over to Friesen, across to Gratton at center ice. No fired in. As Tulsa around the boards, it hits off a stanchion. As Fedoruk gets hit in the back by Lepster. Puck goes back towards Connor Fedoruk, wearing number 2. He'll get it up top as Salem falls down. Looked like he collided with Colin Kleinendorf, one of the 2 linesmen. As Salem goes down, and Tulsa's got the puck. They're in their own zone. As Tulsa slides it out to center ice. As they drop it off, taking the puck is Murray. He tried to skate in, but another Oiler was already in there. So offside is Tulsa with 18:42 left in the third. I mentioned the Grizzlies being a team that can rack up goals in bunches. Obviously 12 goals in their last 3 periods against Tulsa. It's the 11th game this season where the Grizzlies have scored 6 or more goals. Oilers win the draw. Legrone throws it in. Miska behind his net. Salem around the boards. Yevdokimov gets hit by Legrone. They were teammates 2 years ago in Tulsa. As Fitz skates towards the right corner, trying to muscle his way through Salem. Salem and Fitz collide over in the right corner. Yevdokimov in the area. Tulsa centers it off a Miska stick. Puck goes to Barbashev, and he'll loft it out to center ice. Puck near Yevdokimov. It's sticked away by Tulsa about waist high. As the Oilers skate around their own net, and David Tendek, the former Everblade, Allen American. He was with Rapid City for quite a few years. He's played against the Grizzlies many times. As Fitz gets hit in the back by Noel. Noel overskates it, and Fitz takes it back. He's got one assist tonight, does Fitz. Fitz over to the right side. He fires righty shot. Kick saved by Miska, and the puck deflects out of play around row 6 of section 125, where a fan's going to come away with a frozen puck. It looks like a youngster comes away with the frozen puck. Looked at that, scared him a little bit, but it looks like he's all right. It looks like the kid's all right. That's certainly great. So faceoffs can be over the right circle. So 11th time the Grizzlies have scored 6 or more. It's the second time this season the Grizzlies have scored 6 or more against Tulsa. So obviously you think back to that game before the Christmas break where the Grizzlies scored 6 third-period goals, and Utah won that game 7-4. First time the Oilers have been here this season, and this 3-game series is the only trip for the Oilers. Wrap around by Tulsa, and that's stuck away. Has missed wide of the mark, but Miska holding his ground in the crease. Mikey Colella had a first-period assist. He gets taken off the puck by an Oiler, and that was number 14, Ryan Lattenbach. He's got 9 goals this season. Puck out in front of Tulsa's net. Tulsa clears it out, and it goes all the way down as Boilar strides slowly to conserve some time. Arm is eventually raised by the linesman. Charge. Draws over the Tulsa zone. We're having some fun here on a Thursday night. Score getting a little bit of out of hand with the Grizzlies up 6-1. Hasn't necessarily been a strong quantity for the Grizzlies in terms of shots. It's been pretty kind of basic in terms of how many shots the Grizzlies have had compared to what they normally average. But in terms of scoring chances, Grizzlies with 14 scoring chances in the first 21 shots here tonight. So Grizzlies are doing a good job getting the puck in those scoring areas. Ansi Bukata skates around Miska's net. Now he gets towards center ice and pitches it to Genev. We try to get back to AHB in the give and go. It looks like the Grizzlies are offside as the whistle blows with 17:01 left in the third. There's Luke Manning out there, the former Air Force and St. Thomas product. 2 years ago, he made his Grizzlies debut in what was certainly one of the more memorable nights in Grizzlies history. That was the Military Night Miracle on March 17th of 2024 when the Grizzlies were down 4-1. They scored 3 goals in 68 seconds late in regulation. Then it was Manning that had a breakaway in overtime that led to a Grizzlies power play. And then Josh Wesley, the Grizzlies captain, won it in overtime as the Grizzlies got a 5-4 victory. And what was a night Grizzlies fans will never forget. Hands Bukata over to Genev. Hat trick watch. Toe drag. He slides into Manning. Left wing. He takes a lefty shot, and it's blocked. It's blocked by Mike McKee, the longtime Oiler. As Nemo trying to get to Manning, and as Manning was trying to either shoot it or send it to Genev, he got knocked down. Grizzlies center it, and it goes off the Tulsa stick, and it flies out of play. So 16:29 left in the third. During the second intermission, we went over all the Grizzlies that had 30-plus goals in a season. As Reed Lepster joins that club, and Lepster's on the ice right now with Friesen and Grattan. And 13 different players have scored 30 or more. Top 2, obviously, on the list is the same guy, Ryan Kanaswich, the Grizzlies GOAT. He had 48 goals in the 2009-2010 season, then 39 goals in the Grizzlies' first year in the ECHL era, which was the 2005-06 campaign. As Friesen shields Tulsa from the puck, as Friesen skates towards the left point, trying to get to Grattan, it's taken away. Dylan Fitz slides it off the Utah stick. Salem plays it just outside the Utah blue line, as he'll pitch it towards the Tulsa line. Oilers come up with the loose puck as Fitz gets these in the right wing. Fitz moves it across the center ice as the puck is taken by Andre Bakanov, who's got Tulsa's lone goals. We played 4 minutes in this third period. Utah leads 6-1. Puck ricochets off the boards. Friesen rolls it along as Tendek lets it go. Puck off the skate to the middle of the ice. It's taken by Dougal Legrone. It gets around Friesen out to center ice. Legrone moves to his left, and the Oilers will throw it in from just inside the Utah blue line. As puck behind Utah's net. As Salem skates towards the corner. Now he gets hit by Fitz. Fitz trying to play soccer around Fitz's ankle. Antonacci joins the play. Good to have Luke Antonacci back after missing close to a dozen games. As puck will bounce back to Tulsa, left point. Lefty shot, saved by Miska. Now right side, Fitz fires towards the net and it misses. As Connor Smith drops it off, left point. Tulsa fires lefty shot, and that goes wide as Miska he pretty much did the splits in front of the crease trying to get as big as he could. Connor Smith, left wing, he fires lefty shot that goes wide. That one had to have been over 90 miles an hour. And now right wing backing off, lefty shot saved by Miska. And the puck is floated forward and it hit the opposite into the Oilers zone. Grizzlies make a full line change and Tulsa will switch up forwards. Head towards Yavis's stick off his stick and on towards Miska, keeps the play alive. Now the puck is plopped towards the near wing boards. And Tulsa's Connor Smith around the wall as Cade McNally tries to break free of Boilar. But Connor Smith skates towards the bench. He's played a strong game for Tulsa. He's got 2 shots and is just a -1. Off the Manning stick, a new tries. Boilar collects the puck left wing and he'll zip it around the boards. As Mike McKee feathers one out towards center ice. As the Oilers cross center ice. And Lindmark will dump it towards Seaman. Boilar with a big time hit on Lindmark. Now Boilar will sky it forward. Puck rolls on its side like a tire. Taken back by the Oilers. As Fedoruk whips it around the board. Now it goes back to the right wing. Josh Nelson lefty shot. And that one goes wide on Miska. Boy, it looked like the puck was going along the boards, but then Tulsa was cutting down the middle of the ice with a good scoring chance. You have Dokimov off a Tulsa skate. Now you have Dokimov will lift it over the head of Barbashev. As the Grizzlies will switch up skaters. 13:45 on a moving clock. Right wing feed off a Lautenbach stick. It goes towards Hanson Bukata. HB stops behind Utah's net, and he'll get it towards Colella on the left side. Mikey Colella with 2 goals this season, including one tonight. He'll drop it to the middle of the ice. John Gillette, lefty shot goes wide. First time we've seen Gillette since the second period where he took the elbow off of Mike McKee. Ends ahead off the stick of Colella. Goes deep into the Oilers zone. As Tendek rolls it past John Gillette, now to neutral ice. Hanson Bukata collects it at the Utah blue line across to Ends. Ends zips it ahead off the Colella's stick. Puck goes deep into the Oilers zone as the Grizzlies will switch up skaters. Tulsa reenters from the right side. Justin McGalian. He gets pushed by Salem. Manning takes the puck. He'll skate towards the right corner as he's being chased. Now Mikey Colella over to Salem. Now a turnover as skating towards the left wing. And firing towards the net. On the back check, Utah took it away. That was Hooker. As Grizzlies cross center ice. And Gillette dumps it in. Mike, that is. As puck slides towards the near wing. Salem and McGalian get there about the same time. Salem gets spun around. McGalian trying to yank it around. As Manning gets thrown to the boards. Now Tulsa comes up with it. As McGalian gets towards center ice. Jumps around Genev as the puck goes to the right corner as McGalian just gets his pursuit cut off by Salem. Tulsa tried to enter, but a delayed offside. They'll let Utah play it 2-on-1. Friesen centers to Nemo. He'll skate in. He'll take a righty shot and hits the outside of the cage. As Nicholas Nemo is looking for his first pro goal, and he didn't miss by much. He put together a good move on Tendek, but ran out of a good spot to get a good shooting angle off of. Genev avoids a check of Fitz as Noel around his net. Head to Nemo off his stick at center ice. And Tulsa re-enters from the right wing. Fitz right wing. He'll take a righty shot. And it ricochets off of Miska's right shoulder. Backing off around the net. Gets towards Fitz. And on the back check, Genev took it away. So Fitz couldn't get a shot off. It looked like it was going to be a one-timer. As Lepster shields Davies from the puck. Lepster gets it across off of Genev's 6. Staring past to Friesen. He'll take a lefty shot. Saved by Tendek. And he will hold on as there's 11:29 left in the third. Grizzlies passing the puck well. They've got a 6-1 lead. It's the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Every new day is a chance to be kinder to your body and your mind. U of U Health is here to help you build strength and confidence every day. Let us help you be a better you. U of U Health, official health partner for the Utah Jazz, Utah Hockey Club, Utes Athletics, and the Utah Grizzlies. Take the first step today at uofuhealth.org.
Les Schwab changed the tire game more than 70 years ago. Today, we still believe you should get more from less. Like more hustle, less hassle. More of the best service around, less of the runaround. Because we include America's best tire warranty in every tire we sell. So you get more unbeatable warranty, less charging you extra. It's why we're more than proud to say, you get more from less.
11 minutes and 29 seconds are left in regulation as Utah has got a 6-1 lead. Nobody has scored here so far in the third frame. Make sure to join us on Saturday night for Military Night. That's certainly going to be a ton of fun. Make sure to get your tickets to UtahGrizzlies.com. And then Sunday is going to be a special 3 o'clock start with a post-game skate after the game as you can skate with your favorite Grizzlies players. Go to UtahGrizzlies.com for tickets or go to the Maverik Center box office on game days. Face-offs in the right circle. It's won by Tulsa. Danny Genev leads away with 2 goals. Luke Manning has 1 goal and 1 assist. As Tulsa skates in, but Goldborn overskates the puck. Webster will tap it off the boards, near side, as Fedoruk will slide it. Connor's his first name, as Mike McKee will get it towards center ice. As Grizzlies have been pretty good on the back check. Puck deflects out of play into about row 3 of section 114. And the fans going to come away with the souvenir. As those fans see themselves in the video board and they wave. So faceoff's going to be at neutral ice. Luke Manning talking things over with Luke Salem and Luke Antonacci. Boy, isn't Star Wars going to be a treat if all 3 of those guys are in the lineup? There's still plenty of room for the Grizzlies to pick up a couple other guys named Luke. Antonacci gets it. I think they should pick up 2 more forwards named Luke and then have a 5-man unit. Everybody's just named Luke. Barbashev shot and a score! Maxime Barbashev gets his 5th of the year, and his baby's in the refrigerator as it's now a 7-1 game. Boy, Barbashev got a little bit of iron, but the iron was kind as he fired away from the right wing. Tendek kind of looking at the video board. He wants to figure out how that thing got past him. Beautiful shot by Barbashev, who's been outstanding tonight. As he ricocheted off the Tulsa player, then Barbashev got it back. It really wasn't the shot, but it was how quick the shot release came. Ricocheted off of Fedoruk, then Barbashev got it back, and he fired it glove side past Tendek. So just kind of the puck pinballing off the stick and then Barbashev reacting quickly. That's what leads to the goal. Grizzlies skate in. Yevdokimov gets cut off as he was skating towards Tendek. As Barbashev's goal was scored 9:05 in. And 2 Lukes, Antonacci and Manning, each pick up an assist. And for Luke Manning, he now has 3 points tonight with 1 goal and 2 assists. Off a Tulsa stick, puck flies out of play into around row 2 or 3 of section 117. So for Maxime Barbashev, he now has a multiple-point game with 1 goal and 1 assist. I believe that's his 3rd multiple-point game of the season. So he puts himself right in the conversation of one of the 3 stars of the game. Faceoff's going to be at center ice, and it's all Grizzlies. They lead Tulsa 7-1. It's the 11th time this season the Grizzlies have scored 6 or more. And it's the 2nd time this year the Grizzlies have scored 7 or more against Tulsa. As puck goes deep into the Grizzlies zone, it is the 6th game this season the Grizzlies have scored 7 or more. As Utah for the offensive line, but they are offside as Mikey Colella got in there before Mike Gillette came in with the puck. As I was saying before, Barbashev scored the goal. I think the Utah should sign 2 more forwards named Luke, and then you can have an entire 5-man unit of just Lukes. Antonacci and Salem on the defensive end, then Manning and whichever 2 Lukes sign with the club. Hey, you never know. We got about a month left. Might as well. Here in the Grizzlies' final hunt. And then maybe change the name for a night to the Utah Lukes. I mean, you could have like a Luke Skywalker Star Wars jersey. There's a lot of possibilities there. It's usually Ryans. Usually a lot of Ryans in the Grizzlies club. And got Ryan Anderson, Grizzlies assistant coach. Seems like everybody's either named Ryan or Dylan or Tim. As Tulsa whips it around the boards, this year it's Luke's. Tulsa towards the left wing as they get double teamed. An Oiler goes down in the left circles. They got knocked down by Boilard. Taking the puck is Nicholas Nemo. So get it towards Genev on the right wing. Genev on hat trick watch, trying to fire towards the net, and Smith stuck it away from him. Smith's a pretty big defenseman. He's been a strong physical presence for the Oilers tonight. Cade McNally gains center ice left wing. He dumps it in, tries to split a double team of Hanson Bukata as McNally lights up Hanson Bukata as Noel behind Utah's net. As Hanson Bukata gets hit in the back by McNally. Noel over towards Nemo, and he gets bounced by Mike McKee. Now taking the puck is Noel. He'll gain center ice. Well over the offensive blue. He'll chip it to the left corner at the end of a shift as the Grizzlies will switch up skaters. As Frieson's out there with Lebster and Tyler Gratton. And a defensive pairing of Hanson Bukata and Colby Enns, who have played a ton of minutes tonight. McKee up ahead, out to center ice, looking for Seaman. It's tapped away. As Frieson over towards the corner. As he gets held up before he got to the corner. Now 2 Oilers in the way. As Frieson's got the puck pinned along the boards. Now Tulsa breaks free. As the Oilers will whip it off the top of the glass. It goes out of play. And over towards about row 3 in section 113. Hopefully everybody's okay with that racket. Because the puck ricocheted off the glass, nobody's going to get a delay of game penalty. So Fan comes away with the puck as they hold it high into the air. There's 8 minutes and 31 seconds left in regulation. Utah leads 7-1. As Frieson, he's been strong for the Grizzlies. Remember, he had that main assist on the Lebster goal in the second period. That's the one that gave Utah a 5-1 lead. So face-off won by Utah as Reed Lebster. He's got 30 goals this season, including one tonight. And puck goes out to center ice. Hanson Bukata gets it. And because the score is 7-1, we might just go over the 30 goal scorers once again. By the time this season's over, there's still plenty of time left. Lebster could probably jump up and get another handful of goals. Gratton right wing, he takes a lefty shot save. They tried to get to Lebster in the left wing. Swung and missed. The pass was too hot for him to handle as Hanson Bukata fed a hot one cross ice. As Tulsa right corner, righty shot's blocked. Tulsa gets it back. They get it up top. Lefty shot. That's sticked away by Friesen, who collected it about 10 feet in front of Miska. Left wing toss towards Lebster over the offense line. Across to Friesen. Right wing. He'll take a lefty shot. That's sticked away. And that one broke an Oilers stick. As they'll get a new one from their equipment manager. And puck steep in the Oilers zone. I think it was McAlien's stick that broke. As Doogie Legrone out towards center ice. Crosses center. He'll zip it in. Fitz chasing after it with long strides. As Fitz and Antonacci each collide behind Utah's net. You have Donkamov with the puck, and he'll slide it ahead. It goes past Manning. High slot. Lefty shot. Saved by Miska. As that was kind of a body stop as he collected it around the Grizzlies logo at the front of his jersey. Shot was taken by Andre Bakanov, who has Tulsa's lone goal tonight. So 7 minutes and 17 seconds left in the third. And if you joined us late, Grizzlies with 4 goals in the first period. Genev scored 2 of them. You had Utah's first and fourth goals of the period. You have Donkamov and Mikey Colella added first period tallies. Bakanov made it a 4-1 game as he scored 10:06 into the second with Dylan Fitz getting the lone assist. Lebster converted on a 2-on-2 off a turnover from Mike McKee's stick. Friesen to Lebster to the back of the net, 15-26 in. And then Luke Manning made it a 6-1 game. He scored a 4-on-4 goal, 17-32 in. Barbashev kicked the proverbial extra point, scoring Utah's 7th goal, 9:05 in, with the 2 Lukes, Antonacci and Manning, getting assists. And Manning trying to get it across towards Noel off his stick. Tulsa comes back the other way. Over to the right wing. Tulsa skates towards the corner. Bakanov stops. Feeds it towards Connor Smith. His lefty shot's blocked by Yevdokimov's stick. As Fitz over in the left wing. He's played a ton of minutes tonight. Sours it. But it ricochets off the skate of Oiler Johnny Hooker. Like, we've seen a few odd instances in this game where pro hockey players look like guys who aren't necessarily pros. Kind of some odd moments in this game as Tulsa back deep in their own zone. It's a delayed penalty. It's going to be a Utah penalty. As Tulsa hanging out in their own end, Michael Davies will chip it across. Now it goes back towards Davies. As he's in his own zone, he'll slide it to Mike McKee. And knowing the odd instances, Tulsa might throw it into their own net if they're not careful. They cross center ice. Colella touches it up. So that will start a Tulsa power play. There's 6:06 left in the third period. Grizzlies are up 7-1. Referee Ian Rapp with the signal at center ice. And going to the box is Yaroslav Yevdokimov. Ian Rapp with the signal. 2 minutes for hooking. Some arenas in this league have a ref mic. This building's not one of them. So you got to watch for the referee's signal. Hooking is the call. Yevdokimov goes to the box. Time of penalty is 13:54 into the third period. Tulsa wins the draw. LeGrone gets it across. Come back towards the right wing. Lautenbach will take a righty shot. Rebound shot saved by Miska. Second shot was taken by Lindmark. As Tulsa gets towards Lautenbach, he swung and missed as the puck twirled in the air. Luke Salem clears it out. As fans having a good time. Not many people have left yet, despite it being a 6-goal game. Thanks for hanging out with us throughout the remainder of regulation. We're assuming you're going to stay with us. Grattan fires it to Lebster. Lebster off the stick, skates in. He'll take a righty shot, and that's blocked away by Tendek. As the Oilers will clear it back to the Utah line. It's a Tulsa power play for the next minute 18. As puck's tattooed off the boards. As one of the linesmen trying to jump out of the way, and that was Andrew Collins. As Grattan along the near wing battles with 2 Oilers. Salem and Lebster looking nearby. And puck is flown from that pile all the way into the Oilers zone. Kind of a calm atmosphere, less than 5 minutes left in regulation as this one's been wrapped up for quite some time. As Oilers over the offensive line, Murray gets it towards the right corner. Now the Oilers get it back up top. Davies over to Murray. He's in the high slot. He fires lefty shot, and that's blocked before it gets to Miska. Andrew Noel dangles back and forth, and he will fly it all the way towards Tendek. Takes a tough bounce. Gillette, he'll skate in. Lefty shot, saved by Tendek. Now puck towards the left wing. Gillette battles for a loose puck, and Gillette gets a stick held up by Murray. And Murray kicked the puck towards center ice. Whistle blows. Holding's going to be the call, and that will do it for Tulsa's power play. As Zachary Murray goes to the box. It'll be a 4-on-4 situation for 23 seconds. And then the Grizzlies will have a power play after that. As Gillette was just going after the loose puck, and he just got his stick held. The Tulsa player, Murray, just kind of held his stick and then kicked the puck back to center ice. And the referee is right there to make the call. So 4 minutes and 29 seconds left in regulation. And it looks like, barring something crazy happening, it's going to be a big Grizzlies victory. As Oilers cross center ice, Grizzlies have already scored a 4-on-4 goal tonight. Genev dangling back and forth, left wing, fires lefty shot. Blocker saved by Tendek. As Genev's on hat trick watch, he's already got 2 tonight. Genev looking for his 3rd hat trick of the season. Tulsa left wing, steps over the offensive line. As Lindbergh, he's being shadowed by Connors. Now you have Donkomov's out of the box. Connor Smith skates in, lefty shot saved by Miska. And now the Grizzlies start a power play. As Antonacci will slide it towards Genev as the Grizzlies will get their power play unit on the ice. As Genev's back deep in his own zone. Now he'll race out to neutral ice. Genev with 21 power play points, 2 goals, 19 assists. Skates to the middle of the ice, surrounded by 3 Oilers, and Tulsa will kick it to the left corner. Manning in the area, he's got 3 points tonight, 1 goal and 2 assists. Genev gets pushed by Nelson in the side. As there's 3:30 on a moving clock here in the 3rd period. It's 7-1 Utah. And the puck goes over the head of Noel. He was hanging out in the left point. Goes all the way down to Miska, who cuts it off at the near goal line. Grizzlies skate from right to left here in the 3rd period. As Andrew Noel dancing back and forth in his own zone. Gets it head to Boiler left wing. And now the puck goes off a Grizzly stick. It stays in play as it hippity hops deep in the Grizzly zone. And taking the puck around the net is Barbashev, who's got 1 goal and 1 assist tonight. Barbashev keeps his head up. Skates over the offensive blue, gets around 2 Oilers. Sires it, looking for Manning. Now you have Donkomow, fires a changeup towards the net. That's blocked away by Tendek. Up top, Noel. 20 seconds left in the power play. Across to Boilar. As Boilar fakes to Noel. He's the left wing, fires lefty shot. That's blocked by McKee. Now Barbashev over to Manning. His lefty shot goes wide on a one-timer. As he missed the net stick side on Tendek. Barbashev skates towards the right corner. He's being shadowed by McKee. As Miska slams his stick to the ice. Up top, Boilar, left wing. His shot goes wide as he was looking for a Barbashev redirection. As there's 2:22 on a moving clock here in the 3rd period. As Tulsa gets it ahead. Now they slide it towards their right. Oilers dangle back and forth. As taking the puck is Zachary Murray before he gets to the corner. Boilar took it away from him as Murray slams his stick on the glass. Noel will plop it in. As Mike Gillette gets there about the same time as Jackson Niedermeyer is making his pro debut. Now the Grizzlies center to John Gillette. He'll take a lefty shot. Saved by Tendek. as Gillette had a good feed from his brother Mike. Antonacci around the boards as Tulsa back towards the left wing. John Gillette off this stick. Now the puck is ahead to the new tries for McAlian. Colella got the puck as McAlian was fumbling it, and Colella dumped it back in. A minute 35 on a moving clock, and it's 7-1 Utah. 4 goals in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third. McAlian over the offensive blue. He'll skate towards the left point, gets around Gratton as McAlian rolls it along as Legrone tried to cycle it back around. Puck goes to the right corner as Colbiens holds his ground on an Oiler. Evan Friesen looking nearby, battling with Legrone. Action still deep in the Grizzlies zone. And Antonacci will sky it deep towards Tulsa ice. Mark Larson, how much time is remaining in the third period?
1 minute remaining in the third period.
Thank you, Mark. Puck goes deep into the Grizzlies zone, no icing. As we haven't had a whistle in a few minutes. As Noel and Boil are looking nearby, so is Reed Lebster. Lebster comes out with the puck. He'll get it towards Gratton. As 45 seconds left in regulation. As Friesen towards the right wing. Cyrus to Noel. Take a lefty shot that misses. As he fired a low liner, glove side. And wide of the mark. Boilar throws it back in. Half a minute left. And the Grizzlies, after today, will have 14 games left in the regular season. They're looking to find a way to climb back into the playoff race. Obviously, the odds are long, but they play like they did tonight. They've got a good shot to at least make things interesting. 15 seconds left. Grizzlies are deep in their own zone, and Hunter Miska, how about 2 straight starts for him? He stopped all 32 as Boilar getting after it with McNelly. 7 seconds are left. Are they going to drop the gloves? Boilar slashes McNelly. Now we got 2 fights as Seaman is going after it with Noel. As Seaman delivers a few rights with 6 seconds left, and Seaman drags down Noel. It looked like Boilar was going to get in a fight with McNelly, and then they saw the other 2 fight. Now they're cross-checking each other again. Are they going to drop the gloves? As they've done everything except for drop the gloves, they really are going to town with cross-checks near each other. As Boiler and McNelly have some words. As Seaman and Noel will each go to the locker room, as Seaman appeared to have gotten the better of Noel. As Noel will walk off the ice. McNelly and Boiler, boy, they kept their gloves on, but they just kind of stared at each other. And then they stopped they were going after it. I thought those 2 were going to fight. Then they looked and saw Noel and Seaman fight. Then they stopped. Once that fight ended, they continued back with their conversation. And then it looked like they were going to drop the gloves. They're each kind of cross-checking each other near their chest, but neither guy dropped the gloves, but maybe they will later on in the series. Obviously, these teams will meet on Saturday night at 7 o'clock and Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. So there's 6 seconds left in regulation. As Seaman, really looked like it was going to be Boilar and McNelly. And then once those 2, the linesman stepped in between those 2, and then the fight between Seaman and Noel was over in the left circle. And Seaman got a few more punches in than Noel. And then those 2, they kind of, they were going after it quite a bit, staring each other down and exchanging a few words. 2 officials stepped in between them. And I think McNelly's probably seen some footage of the other fights that Boilar's been in this year and thought better of it. As Boilar's been in 5 fights as a member of the Grizzlies, and he's won them all. He's one of the tough guys that you'll see in this league. So a little bit of excitement for the fans that have stayed through the end. So face-off with 6 seconds left is going to be in the Oilers zone. As looks like, oddly enough, Noel and Seaman don't get fighting majors. Noel gets 2 minutes for roughing, and Seaman gets 4 minutes for roughing. So there's 6 seconds left, and the Grizzlies will end on the power play. They're probably a little bit disappointed by that because that's probably just going to hurt their power play percentage if they don't find the back of the net. 4 minutes left in the second period. Avalanche lead the Kraken 3-1. And once this one's over, you can probably catch the end of the Mammoth Blackhawks game. That one is late in the third period, tied at 2. So Manning will take the drives out there with Friesen, Gratton, Lebster, and Danny Genev. So 5 forwards on the ice. And for Hunter Miska, he'll allow just 1 goal in his last 2 starts. 4 seconds left. Tulsa with the puck. 2 seconds, and that will do it. Grizzlies win! Grizzlies win. Grizzlies won 7-1, and there was no doubt about it. Danny Genev had 2 goals. Luke Manning and Maxime Barbashev each had 1 goal and 1 assist. And the Grizzlies also got goals from Yaroslav Yevdokimov, Mikey Kalala, and Luke Manning. Manning had a big game with 1 goal and 1 assist. Grizzlies were dominant throughout. As they come away with the 2 standings points, Grizzlies get their 22nd win of the year as their record goes to 22-28 and 28-7-1. As Grizzlies salute their fans that showed up here on a Wednesday night, or it's actually a Thursday night. Grizzlies are now 2-0 here at home on Thursdays. Danny Genev has to be Mr. Thursday night. He has 5 goals in 2 games here at home on Thursdays this season. So a big victory for the Grizzlies. As mentioned before, they get their 22nd win of the year. Time of game is 2 hours and 22 minutes, and the crowd listed is 2,860. That's the announced attendance. As the Grizzlies head to the locker room victorious, as they get a 7-1 victory, and it was really a balanced attack throughout. And how about Hunter Miska? As we mentioned just a few minutes ago, in his last 2 starts, he's allowed just 1 goal. And so over the last 2 games, he has saved 54 of 55. As they'll get the 3 stars of the game situated. It's a tough choice, but at the same time, there's 3 guys that there's really 4 guys that had a multiple point game. And really 3 of the 4, I believe, are going to be the stars tonight. Now let's hear the 3 stars of the game from public address announcer Mark Larson.
And now it's time to recognize tonight's 3 stars of the game. Tonight's 3rd star with 1 goal and 1 assist, number 92, Maxime Barbashev. Our 2nd star of the night with 1 goal and 2 assists, number 16, Luke Manning. And finally, your 1st star of the game with 2 goals, number 26, Danny Genev. Let's throw it down to Sammy with tonight's 1st star, Danny Genev.
What a way to start off this series with those 7 goals. What clicked for you all offensively?
Yeah, I don't know. Coming into this weekend, we know we have to win. It's a big weekend for us in our playoff push, and I think we all came together in the room and kind of figured it out.
That opening period was pretty special with those 4 goals. How important was it to set the tone with your aggressiveness in the O-zone?
Yeah, I mean, it's always important to score a couple of goals in the first. I think the other team let down a little bit, and we just kept pushing after that, so it was great to get those.
And so many different players contributed tonight, so what does that say about the depth of this squad?
Yeah, I mean, we have a good team in there, so we're ready to battle and we're ready to score as well. So we're all excited for this push, and we're just going to keep it going.
Awesome. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
So that's Danny Genev, who had 2 goals. He's the number 1 star. It was a 3-point effort for Luke Manning, who had 1 goal and 2 assists. And Maxime Barbashev's the 3rd goal. He's the 3rd star with 1 goal and 1 assist. So we talk about the 3 Lukes. Each had an outstanding game. How about Luke Salem? He had 1 assist and was a +4 for Utah. As Colby Enns, he was a +3 and had, Colby Enns was a +2 and had 1 assist. Luke Antonacci was a +3 and had 1 assist. And obviously Manning, that was the 2nd star. He was +3 and had 1 goal and 2 assists. That's a great thing about this performance. Just about everybody contributed, and even the guys that didn't get points that contributed in other ways. John Gillette with another hardworking blue-collar 2-way effort. As Gillette was a +1. He missed part of the game, but came back. Remember, he took the elbow from Mike McKee in the 2nd period. Evan Friesen with 1 assist. And Reed Lebster with the goal, which means that he is the 13th different Grizzly player, and it's the 14th time where a Grizzly had scored 30 or more goals. All of them are forwards, and we'll go over that a little bit later on. Obviously, we'll go over that during future Grizzlies articles. You can read that at UtahGrizzlies.com, and there we'll have the 30-goal club posted, as it certainly is an illustrious one led by former Grizzly head coach Ryan Kanasowicz. For the Grizzlies, they had to set the tone early in this game, start off the 3-game series in style, and they did so with Danny Genev giving Utah 1-0 lead. He scored his 18th of the year, 6:45 in, with Boilar and Salem getting the assists. Yaroslav Yevdokimov scored what turned out to be the game winner, 9:44 into the first, and it was kind of an awkward-looking play as he ricocheted the puck off the glove of Johnny Hooker, and off of Hooker's glove just ended up in the back of Utah's net, in the back of Tulsa's net for a Utah goal. Mikey Clella blocked a shot, then got a breakaway, and he put together a good move and fired it past David Tendek. 14:22 in to extend Utah's lead to 3-0. Genev scored his second of the night, 19th of the year, 19:37 in. Enns and Hanson Bucata picked up the assists. Utah led 4-0 after one period. They outshot Tulsa 12-6 in the first frame. In the second period, both teams had 9 shots. Tulsa got on the board as Bakanov got his 9th of the year, 10:06 in, and Dylan Fitz picked up the lone assist. Grizzlies extended the lead to 5-1 as Mike McKee turned it over in his own zone. Friesen got the puck in the left wing, slid it across to Lebster, and Lebster went stick side right over the left shoulder of Tendek as Lebster joined the 30-goal club, 13th member of that club, 14th time it's happened. Friesen with the lone assist. And Evan Friesen, what can you say about that line of Friesen, Lebster, and Grattan? They've been very productive over the last 2 months. Later on in the second period, in a 4-on-4 situation, Aiden Hanson-Bucata had the puck in the left wing, centered it in front to Manning, and then Manning fired a backhand shot past Tendek to extend Utah's lead to 6-1. That's the second 4-on-4 goal scored by Utah this season. 9:05 into the third period, Maxim Barbashev fired away from the right wing. It wasn't the first shot, but Barbashev just ricocheted the puck off a Tulsa stick, and it was a quick release by Barbashev that handcuffed Tendek. As Barbashev found the back of the net, he played a strong all-around game, both offensively and defensively, delivered hits. He was active throughout. Barbashev picked up his 5th goal of the year, and 2 Lukes, Antonacci and Manning, each picked up assists. Hunter Miska was once again solid in net as he saved 22 of 23. Over his last 2 games, he has saved 54 of 55. David Tendek's normally a pretty good goaltender, but he had a tough night as he saved 24 of 31 as he gets the loss for Tulsa. His record falls to 9-8. Miska with the win. His record goes to 2-2-1 on the season. The Grizzlies had that 6-second power play at the end, and unfortunately that hurt the power play percentage a little bit. They ended the night 0 for 4 on the power play. Grizzlies only had 2 power play shots. So Tulsa, despite the loss, they can at least say they had a pretty good night on the penalty kill, especially considering how strong Utah's power play has been as of late. And Tulsa was 0 for 2 on the power play tonight. Both teams will be off tomorrow as Jeff Dunham is going to be here at Maverik Center. So the Grizzlies will be back in action on Saturday night. And it's going to be military night, and you want to make sure to get here early as there's going to be a lot of fun stuff happening before the game. Well, once again, the 3 stars of the game. Third star is Maxim Barbashev with 1 goal and 1 assist. He was a +3 and had 3 shots. Second star is Luke Manning, who had 1 goal and 2 assists. He was a +3 and had 3 shots. And Danny Genev had 2 goals. He was a +2 and he had 3 shots. For Genev, that's the 46th time this season where he has taken 3 or more shots in a game. And Genev with the 2-point effort. He leads Utah with 16 multiple-point games this year. Aiden Hanson-Bucata with 2 assists. He gets honorable mentions as he gets his 8th multiple-point game. Riley Connors got in a fight late in the second period. He was a +1. Luke Salem was a +4. Luke Antonacci a +3. Barbashev a +3. And Manning picked up his 5th multiple-point game of the season. And for Barbashev, it's his 3rd multiple-point game of the campaign. And, outside of the power play, which obviously can come and go some nights, and Tulsa's penalty kill really did a good job. There's really not much to complain about with the Grizzlies and their effort tonight as they get a big 7-1 victory over the Tulsa Oilers. But that'll just about wrap things up. Once again, in 2 hours and 22 minutes, and in front of a Thursday night crowd of 2,860. It's a rare Thursday game, and Danny Genev, he is Mr. Thursday night. He's got 5 goals at home on Thursdays this season. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. I'm Tyson Whiting, and I'm just pursuing my dream. That's someday in the very near future, next year, hopefully, get to the National Hockey League. You've been listening to the Utah Grizzlies Hockey Network. Good night, everybody.